All right. Welcome everybody. We're calling this the Experts Playbook for Listing Optimization in 2020. This is something that is always going to be an important aspect of the Amazon journey. All right. There's things that come and go as far as strategy go on Amazon, quote unquote hacks, and we'll go over some hacks today. Everybody loves some hacks, but something that will never go away is the importance of having an optimized listing on Amazon. So we always want to give you guys the most updated information. Some of this stuff, is pretty standard, like, hey, you need good images, but we'll go a little bit more in depth, but some things don't change, and that's fine. It's going to be a good refresher course. All right, here we go. Let's get started here. First of all, some of you guys might be like, who in the world is this who's talking right now? Let me just give you a quick introduction. My name is Bradley Sutton. I'm the Director of Training and Chief Evangelist here at Helium 10. I launched over 400 products before I worked here. I just actually made my 2-year anniversary at Helium 10. It might be today or yesterday or a couple of days ago. I'm not sure when. But before then, I was a consultant for Amazon sellers, and I launched over 400 products in my time for different companies. But yeah, this is a Serious Sellers podcast. It's the most listened to podcast in the world for Amazon sellers. Over 65,000 monthly downloads, guys. Make sure that's your first bonus of the day. All right, that's your first bonus. That's completely free. So if you guys have your phone, just make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to it. Serious Sellers podcast, either on your Spotify, your podcast app. We got some great information there. I have over 20 years of e-commerce experience. Training videos have been viewed over 1 million times. And I speak at international events, and I launched 4 different 6-figure case study products on Amazon just this year alone. So as you guys know, it's so important to keep your knowledge fresh and relevant. That's why we're doing this workshop, because things have changed since last year. But people who are educate in Amazon, sometimes they're basing their knowledge off of stuff that happened in like 2016, 2017, 2018. I know that is not going to fly in today's world. So I keep trying to keep my knowledge fresh. And so I've launched 4 different 6-figure products this year. Now, all right, guys, today it's not a one-man show. It is not a one-man show. I've got Karen Thomas in the house. Karen, how's it going? You there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me, Bradley. This is exciting. Woo.
Let's do it. Now, Karen, as you guys are going to find out, is very laid back, and she's very boring, and she's always so sad. No, I'm just like, she's one of the most happy people I know, and she's not just a great personality, but take a look at the screen right now. This is her background. She's grown a 7-figure private label Amazon business. She's created 7-figure content agency for sales copy, images, and video creation. Guess what, guys? That's listing optimization right there. She's helped clients generate over $8 million a month on Amazon. She's speaking. Yeah, she has speaking. Obviously, Bradley doesn't know how to speaking. She has spoken at international events all over the world, and she's a listing optimization expert and course creator. Karen, you excited about today?
Bradley, I'm so excited. Seriously, we are going to drop so much valuable information. I'm kind of flipping out. This is so exciting.
Yes, and guys, Karen was putting in ridiculous work. If those of you who just followed me on Instagram, you can look at my Instagram story last night. I called her out on my Slack channel. She was replying to me about this workshop that we're doing at 2:30 in the morning. My goodness gracious. I'm a bad influence on her. Anyways, let's get into it. We've got more than 1,000 people in the room right now. Let's hop into this information that we are going to be getting into. So here is a good question right now. A lot of people might wonder, why is listing optimization so important, right? You might be wondering that right now. So let me give you guys a scenario right here. Let's say you found the perfect product to sell on Amazon. You've gone through other trainings that we've done about product research, and you have found something that you think could be super profitable, all right? Now, you've done some really great keyword research. We've got some great tools, here at Helium 10 that help with keyword research. And so you think you've got some amazing keywords that you are going to put in your listing. But guys, without the proper listing optimization, all of that is absolutely meaningless. All right. Meaningless. You are going to fail. Literally your product is going to fail. Most likely if you have an absolutely terrible listing, or if you don't even have those great keywords in your listing, like those great keywords you found in your listing, guess what? It's no good. That whole keyword research is no good to you. All right. So important, whether you're an experienced seller or whether you are brand new and have never sold on Amazon yet. This is one of the most important aspects of the Amazon journey. Now, this is what we're going to cover today. All right. We're going to talk about how an optimized listing can exponentially increase your sales. We're going to show you how to make your images as interesting as a top Instagram account, how to create the perfect title, expert tactics for creating bullet points. What about best practices for your back-end keywords? How to make a great description. You guys know how many people use A+ content. We're going to go into A+ content. We're going to show you a simple trick to apply valuable customer insights directly into your listing. And it's not just from Amazon. We're going to show you how to do that off of Amazon. We're going to give you some special listing hacks that can give you a competitive edge. And something I have done probably about 300 to 400 live demos, webinars, workshops over the last couple of years. I have never, ever done this before live. I'm going to try to make a listing live. Now, no slides or anything. I'm going to switch to a screen share. We're going to go into Amazon Seller Central, and we're going to show you step-by-step. We're actually going to create together an Amazon listing that's going to be live today. And we're going to put into practice everything that we're going over today. And we're actually going to make a listing together. Does that sound right? Does that sound cool? Would you guys like to do that with me? This is a great thing to save because you will be able to see not just, like how to do it in Helium 10 or something, but we're going to show you how to do it within Amazon Seller Central, create that listing live. All right. So guys, make sure to stay until the end. Super, super important because you know how I roll. I always save the best for last. And the coolest strategies, I like rewarding those people who stay until the end. So I'm going to have some great strategies for you at the end. Plus this whole A to Z listing creation is going to be towards the end. Now what are you guys going to get out of this? By the end of this workshop, you guys are going to have the strategy, tools, and confidence necessary in order to create a new Amazon listing or to re-optimize your existing listing. Now, Karen, do you think this training is going to be valuable for everybody who's on here right now?
Bradley, let me just tell you, I think this is going to blow people's minds because so many new sellers out there, they don't have the confidence to create their own listing. And I really understand it can be a little bit tricky, especially if you don't have just good step-by-step training. And, sometimes they feel like they need to pay an expert to do it for them for hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. And then there's also people who have been selling for years that maybe have misplaced confidence who, think they're doing a good job, but maybe they are literally, they have thousands of dollars on the table that they could be claiming if they just made a few tweaks to their listing. And I've seen that so many times, Bradley, just literally simple changes that they could do in an hour or two really help them beef up their sales and conversion to literally double their sales sometimes. So I know people are going to get so much value in this content. I'm so excited for what we have to share today.
Love it. I love it. Now, guys, remember, no matter what experience level you are at, you are going to learn strategies today that can help you from today. All right. If you're selling on Amazon right now, we're going to show you some stuff that you can implement even today. It's not something that it's going to take you a month to learn or something. We're going to give you actionable strategies. Now, we've got tons of people out there. Actually, some of the people I think I recognize the names here in some of these reviews that we've gotten for Helium 10. I see you guys on the broadcast right now. So, guys, Helium 10 is basically what we are. Is we're an all-in-one suite of tools for Amazon sellers to help you rise to the top, to help you level up on Amazon. Not just one aspect of the game, not just keyword research, not just product research, not just listing optimization, but an A to Z software suite. And we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people who use us today. All of the top sellers, even Lego. We just did a podcast with Lego who uses Helium 10. All right, so I want to start with a question here. This is a question for everybody. How many sales will the average Amazon seller get for every 10 people that visit their listing? So what do you think, Karen? Talk to us a little bit over the next couple minutes, if you will, about how much of an impact having an optimized listing can make.
Yeah, thanks, Bradley. It's interesting. I mean, I think a lot of people out there know how important, product ranking and picking an amazing product and finding the right keywords. But so often, I think this topic of optimization and increasing conversion kind of gets lost in the mix. And I wanted to show you guys just how powerful conversion rate is. The industry standard is about a 10% conversion rate. So that would be 1 out of every 10 people. So I wanted to show you all just how powerful increasing your conversion rate is. Question right here. So if we had 1 out of 10 people buying your product listing, if you had 100 daily sessions coming to your listing, and let's say you had a product that sells for $30, that would mean that you were selling 10 products a day, which would mean a revenue of $9,000 per month. So let's assume that after today, after learning these expert strategies from Bradley and I, that you can increase your conversion rate from 10% to 15%. So now 1.5 out of every 10 people are buying. Now let's assume nothing changes. Let's assume your traffic stays the same. You still have the same daily sessions, but now instead of selling 10 units a day, you're selling 15 units a day for the same price. And you see the difference that made to your bottom line? Now your revenue is at $13,000 a month, which is crazy, right? So that just added an extra $4,500 to your monthly revenue. So now let's get super crazy here. And let's assume not only are you increasing your conversion rate 5%, but let's say you double your conversion rate to 20%. So you have 20 units sold a day instead of 10. Same price, same traffic coming to your listing, but do you see how this totally changes the game for your business? So now you're doing $18,000 a month, which means that you're doing an extra $9,000. Now let me ask you guys, how would this change your business? If you could make an extra $9,000 a month, what would you do with that? I mean, for me, thinking ahead, if I were doing an extra $9,000 a month, I would definitely want to invest it, right? I would probably get 1 or 2 new products using the great strategies that we teach at Helium 10 to find really low-hanging fruit that are easy to compete in. And imagine what that could mean. I mean, what would you do with that extra profit, right? I know Bradley, he's kind of a high roller. He's got a super cool Tesla. I mean, it's a total game changer, right? Just from changing your conversion rate. Now, I like to think of conversion rate as the tide that raises all boats. Not only is it going to potentially increase your profitability, but it's also going to help you get a higher organic keyword ranking for your listing, because Amazon rewards a listing that is getting more conversion. They obviously want to send more people there because you're getting more sales, right? Which means they're making more money on your Amazon fees. So they reward you and they get you seen more in front of people. So that means you're probably getting more traffic to your listing as a result. You're also going to do much better with your PPC campaigns. Obviously, we want to make the most out of our advertising dollars, right? We want to be efficient with that money that we spend. And if we don't have an optimized listing, then we're kind of just throwing money away, right? Because people may come to your listing and they're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, this isn't resonating with me, next. And so we just kind of wasted those advertising dollars. It's also going to help you have more profitability with your business. And guys, this is huge. If you want to sell your business, let's say a year or 2 from now, maybe for 6-7 figures, that's crazy. And the valuation will go up if you have higher profitability. So definitely don't underestimate how powerful increasing your conversion rate is. This is going to absolutely help in your business. And what we're going to teach today is easy to do. It's not things that are going to take you, months to understand and to get really good at. Like PPC can be a little bit more of a tricky conversation. Listing optimization, this is something that you can absolutely do from this information today. So you can go in, even while we're talking, you can make differences and tweaks to your listing, and it's going to have a big increase in your bottom line.
Yeah, guys. So think about what Karen just talked about. It's really kind of crazy if you think about it. Just getting one more person out of 10 to buy your product. Just one. That's not me. One more person out of 10 to buy your product could potentially double your gross revenue. All right. That is just kind of crazy, but I hope that kind of shows you the importance of having an optimized listing. So let's hop right into the most important thing. All right. So you guys, I think a lot of you know, we have people who are all over the world, but most of you probably are Amazon customers as well. What's the most important thing to you when you look at a listing? If you're a buyer, if you're an Amazon buyer, it's the first thing you notice. What do you think the most important thing that we're going to talk about? Oh, look at this. Ankita says images, Joe, images, Amy, images, the pictures. Yes, let's get into that right now, guys. Let's hop into the role that images play in your Amazon listings. Now, these are arguably the most important part of the Amazon listing. First of all, there's three kinds of images, three main categories, I guess you could say, of images that you can and should use. So let's talk about each type, all right? The main image or hero image, it's super important because it's what the Amazon buyers are going to see in the search results, all right? Amazon is also more strict on this image than any of the others. They require it to have a white background, all right? No text on it. Now, by having a good angle for this image and by utilizing a lot of the white space around it, you can really stand out in the search results compared to some other listings. Take a look at the search results for wooden egg crate, all right? Take a look at this, all right? This is a screenshot directly from Amazon. Look at how terrible that second one looks, all right? The angle is bad. It looks even worse, guys, on the mobile app. Take a look at this. Do you guys see it right here? Ooh, look at I just love my new little laser pointer right here. I mean, if you didn't know that this is an egg tray, if you didn't see this, like, would you even know? I mean, think about how small this is going to be on a mobile phone. Like, you wouldn't even know that's an egg tray, right? By the way, guys, here we go. Here's the first hack of the day we're going to give out. Many people ask why some images seem bigger on mobile than other images, right? Even ones that seem to be taking up the white space. For example, like, take a look at this one. You guys see this? It kind of looks a little bit bigger right here. The cooked deviled egg dish. All right. So what sometimes works is, especially in some categories, if you have the height bigger than the width, when you upload the image, it's going to take up more space on a mobile browser. So that's what that seller did, who made that deviled egg dish. And that's why it looks a little bit bigger than the other products on the page, all right? So their image was actually 1100 by 1400. So there's your first hack of the day. Again, hacks are important. They're great. They can give you the competitive advantage. It doesn't always work for all time. So keep in mind that use these hacks as you can, but these kind of things can change at any time as Amazon changes the rules. All right, let's talk a little bit more about the main image. All right, now these three images, these are main images of actual Amazon listings. Okay, now there's something wrong with each of these. Like, each of these guys is against Amazon terms of service. What is wrong with the first one, Karen?
Yeah, you're not allowed to have text. And I saw a lot of people said that. So definitely, this is something maybe you can have in your third or fourth image, but not your main image.
Okay, what about the second one?
Again, it's a cool looking image, great for a lifestyle image, but not your main image because it has that brick background. It has to just be a plain white background for your main image.
All right, and the last one? This was the hardest one. This one not many people got.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. So you're not allowed to have the product packaging.
What I just mentioned, guys, these are actually live images on Amazon. So is it automatically blacklisted? Taina, who I just said, has her product that has it. She hasn't been banned from Amazon or anything like that. So when I say it's against Amazon terms of service, that doesn't mean Amazon's algorithm is so advanced that as soon as you upload a picture like this, they're going to catch you right away. But what I always suggest to everybody is, regardless if you think you can get away with it or not, or if you see your competitors getting away with it, guys, don't use that as an excuse to do the same thing, because just in my personal opinion, it's not worth it to run the risk to go against the Amazon terms of service. All right, let's talk about other kinds of images now. While the main image has to be without text, the secondary images can have text, all right? Badges they can have other things to help people understand the product a little bit better. And these are called infographics, all right? Infographic images. Now, we've got a really good article made by my buddy Leilama. You guys can search for this at helium10.com/blog. And she kind of like broke down all the different kinds of even images. You know, sometimes we think, hey, there's main images and there's infographics, but there's actually a lot of different kinds of infographics. Now, the first one here that we're showing here is what we could call a feature infographic. You guys see how it's mentioning there's a feature in here, this product. It's showing, hey, there's a quick curving with a UV LED lamp, whatever the heck a UV LED lamp is. I have no idea, but that's a feature of this screen protector, and it's calling out that, all right? What other kinds of infographics are there? Another type of infographic is the one that shows what an item might include, all right? So like if you've got a package of different products, you can make an image and then put text under it to show all of the different components of what people can expect in your Amazon listing. All right. A third one is the type of infographic that zooms in on like some kind of close up to kind of like see maybe the texture or the material or to see the detail of it. Like here that they zoom in on this one little section. So that's another kind of infographic. What else do we have? How about this one? Special badges or call outs. This is a completely different kind of infographic. Like here we can say, hey, this is cruelty free, FDA registered, vegan, no animal testing. So this is called a badge type of infographic. I think there's one more here. Yes, this is so important to me, in my opinion, is the dimensional or the dimensions infographic. The last thing you want with your Amazon listing is for people to be surprised that the product is way bigger or way smaller than what they thought. That is one of the top reasons why you can get bad reviews, because maybe you think that, you know your image or your product, and to you, in your mind, the image is an accurate representation, but the way you look at your own product is going to be different than somebody who has never actually seen it in person, and they're just going off of what they see. This is kind of like, what does it say in rear view mirrors of cars? Objects may appear, or objects may be larger than they appear, or whatever, right? That's how it sometimes is. So you're not going to save yourself completely from bad reviews, from people getting confused about the images, but by having something like this on the coffin shelf where you really break down the dimensions of it, this will save you from a lot of bad reviews. All right, let's see. I think I have a little bonus. Yeah, this one, here's a bonus slide. I just came up with this last night. I posted a picture of myself on Instagram putting this slide in here, okay? If you guys are budget conscious and you want some templates to use for infographics and you're not like a graphic artist yourself, all right? Or you want to do some images for the next type of image we're about to talk about in the next slide, you can go to canva.com, CANVA, and it's got a lot of templates that you can actually use for free. And then there's other tiers for like only $5 or $10 a month where you can get even more advanced features where you can build like professional looking infographics and other kinds of images for a very low price without actually having to go hire a graphic artist. All right. And these are royalty free images. So there's your I told you guys throughout the whole thing today, I'm going to give you guys little tips and tricks and bonuses here. Now, let's talk about lifestyle images. All right. What is a lifestyle image? In other words, Karen.
Yeah, these are my favorite kind of images, Bradley. When I think of lifestyle images, I think of really beautiful images that you would see like in a magazine, right? Showcasing your product in a really interesting setting. So in this example, this is a product image showcased with a beautiful model using it in an everyday setting. So this is a great way to help your audience feel an instant connection with your product, and also maybe that wishful fantasy, right? Where they can envision themselves as this model using your product. And the more you can help your customer really envision the future life of what it will be like using your product, the better. So this is a great way to do that using models.
Yes,
You can
absolutely.
Yeah,
Go
you
ahead.
can also have a different usage situation where you're showing your product used in a ton of different settings. Maybe, like in this example, you're using this product to do push presses or planks. And so if you can show that, then it's going to be really helpful for people to understand how to use your product. And then another
Absolutely.
way you
What
can
else we
use,
have?
yeah, you can also use an instructional image. Maybe you have a product like this, a posture corrector. Speaking of that, like, ooh, I gotta fix my posture. So you can leverage an instructional image to demonstrate the correct setup or usage of your product, especially for categories like electronics, since not everybody knows how to use techie gadgets like myself. Another great lifestyle or infographic that you can use is a competitor comparison chart. Now, this is really helpful, especially if you've gone through the Freedom Ticket Extra training. You'll know like it's so important to differentiate your product, right? And so here's a great way you can kind of like not arrogantly, but like show in a beautiful way what makes your product different. So maybe your product has improved features that none of your competitors have. And maybe it's resolving a lot of those, one-star complaints that other competitors have. So this is a great way to really showcase what sets you apart and what makes your product better than anything else on the market. And then one thing that I would highly recommend that I've seen the best results from is using before and after pictures, right? We want to show the better life, right? So if you can show a before a before image of your product and then the result after using your product, that is so powerful for the mind, right? To really help us see, yes, this is exactly the result I want to get. So I'm in the right place. And it gives that reassurance that they're where they need to be and they're going to get the result that they're looking for. So by utilizing the images that we've talked about, you can Instagramify your image deck. And what do I mean by that? This is kind of a term
Did
that
you make up that word, Karen?
yeah, it's definitely a term that I made up. It's not a real word. So don't don't say this in everyday settings. But yeah, what I mean when I say Instagramify is I like to think of how we can make our images as interesting as an Instagram account, right? A lot of us are spending time on Instagram because it's so enjoyable to see these beautiful images and we kind of escape for a minute, right? To see ourselves in these situations of, ooh, that looks like such a fun life that this influencer has. So if we can do that very same thing in a product listing, then that's so much more valuable. And I've seen this so many times after looking at, hundreds of listings over the years. A lot of times people just invest in really good product images and maybe they have, some features and some dimensions. And while those are important, it's not going to help increase your conversion rate as much as having a good variety or a mix of using emotional images, those lifestyle images with people, and a mix of having product images. And if you can do it in such a way where it's your main product image and then a lifestyle image and then a lifestyle image and then a product image and a lifestyle image, it's a good variety and it's intriguing for people to scroll through and spend time on your images, because the more time we can get people to spend on your product listing, the more likely they are to buy your product. It's kind of like in a store. If someone can touch your product and feel it, then they're more likely to put it in their cart, right? So definitely making your images more intriguing like an Instagram account is going to help boost your conversion rate.
Thank you for that. Now, you guys can use the Helium 10 listing evaluation tool as part of the Chrome extension. Get an instant look into how you or your competitor listings are doing with some of the basics of images, such as the number of images, having a white background, making sure the dimensions are big on the images. You can do that just instantly on any Amazon page by using the listing evaluation tool. Now, images we know are important, but it's not the only thing you need to optimize. You need to have a great title. So we're going to switch gears right now and talk about the title, and we're going to show you how to build a title that can have triple the impact, kind of like a triple play in baseball, right? It's going to be for your buyer, for the Amazon algorithm, and even for Google, all right? Now, first of all, it's important to know that for all three of these things, the title is probably the most important part of text, at least, for your listing for all three of these targets. Let's talk about for the buyer, all right? Other than the image, the title is what's going to make them click on something in the search results. Okay, of course, price is important and reviews, but if somebody's looking for a coffin shelf, you know, maybe the image didn't load, all right? Maybe the image didn't load for whatever reason, but if they read intersecting wall-mounted floating shelves, like they know, hey, this is not the product. These are not the droids you're looking for. You know, this is not the product I was looking for. I'm interested in something that's for a coffin, right? A coffin-shaped one. Now, something that's important is you could put the material it's made of, you know, like especially if it was made out of bamboo or something. That's something I want to call out in my title. How to use it, perhaps even the dimensions. You can see here at the end of the title here, we have the 14 inches as the dimension, so people kind of have an idea about the size of it. The title, guys, it's also the most important part of the copy of the listing that tells Amazon that a keyword is relevant to the listing. So you should put here also your most important keyword phrases that you looked up from your keyword research into phrase form, if possible. What does phrase form mean? That means, like, if the keyword phrase is coffin shelf for home, you put it coffin shelf for home. That's phrase form in your title, if possible. Is that important or is that necessary? No, it's not. But I'm going to talk a little bit about how it can help with your indexing and making sure that you're relevant to Amazon. Now, if you guys have followed all of your training that we've given you on keyword research before in Helium 10, you've pinpointed. This is part of your keyword research strategies. You pinpoint 10 to 20 phrases, these most important keyword phrases that have the potential to bring you more sales than any other keywords, right? Now, what you do is you put those phrases right down here into the Helium 10 tool scribbles, okay? And then you can see here, these are the phrases that we picked for this egg holder. We've got egg holder, we've got egg tray for refrigerator, egg tray, egg container, etc. Now, you want to get as many of these in your title, in your Amazon title, as you can. Now, actually, for this title, I was able to get 4 of these phrases in there. And here's the key: without keyword stuffing. All right, what does keyword stuffing mean? That would be like if I made a title and it's like egg holder for refrigerator, egg storage container, egg container, wooden egg holder. Like, you can't have a title like that, guys. That's not appealing to a buyer. Amazon doesn't like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. So the strategy is, how can you get multiple phrases in phrase form in your title without it making seem like your keyword stuffing? So right here, you can see I have got 4 phrases. Where are those? I've got wooden egg tray. Egg tray, that's also in phrase form, even though it's right together. There's 2 phrases right here: wood, egg holder, and egg holder. Those are 4. I actually have 5. This wasn't one of my top ones, but I'm assuming rustic wood egg holder is probably another keyword phrase that people use. Maybe that's not one of my top 15 words, but here I was able to get things in phrase form in my title. All right. If I get activity on these keywords, like somebody actually searches for it and they maybe buy my product from that keyword, I'm going to get a little bit more bang for my buck as far as on the Amazon algorithm side, because I had these in phrase form in my title. Okay. Now, the third bang for your buck that you can get with your Amazon title has to do with your Google search, your Bing search engines, right? How does having a title help you there? This is called the canonical URL. This is the URL that Amazon assigns to each product on Amazon. Now, usually it's just 5 like random keywords chosen from your title, right? It's just kind of random. However, one hack that works a lot of the time, doesn't work every single time, is if you have 5 full words at the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a space and then a dash. A lot of times, this is able to be locked in as your canonical URL. It's so much better to do this than Amazon just picking random titles. So that's what I did right here. And I put the most important keyword, which is coffin shelf. Now, what Amazon actually wants you to do, guys, now again, not everybody does this, but if you want to make Amazon happy, this is what you should do, is you put your brand name at the beginning. All right. So the brand name was 3 words. So I was like, what is the most important 2-word keyword phrase I have for the product? Well, it's obviously going to be a coffin shelf. So I'm going to put coffin shelf right here. And this time it worked. This is the canonical URL, as you guys can see here on the top left, for this. I didn't choose this. I was trying to make Amazon choose this, but Amazon did Manny's Mysterious Oddities coffin shelf. Okay. So I wanted to get that in the canonical URL for better optimization and relevancy also to Google. Now, here's something that's cool. Even without using the entire phrase of Manny's Mysterious Oddities Coffin Shelf, even without it, I just took a portion of it. I just typed in, for kicks and giggles, Oddities Coffin Shelf. That's only like, what, 3/5, 60% of the title. Watch what happens if you type this into Google right now. You guys can probably do this on your own computer. All right, notice here, I just searched for Oddities Coffin Shelf, not even the entire canonical URL, and all the top results are dominated by this coffin shelf listing. I mean, look at this. Here's the listing, or the link to the listing itself. Here's the link to the reviews for it. Here's another product, you know, for it that has that's people are linking to our coffin shelf. Even the Google images. This is all from our Amazon listing. So it just kind of shows you how important it is, even to the Google algorithm, to have your canonical URL have these important keywords in there. Now, a lot of people ask, how many characters do I put in the title? Now, here's something that's important. Different products have different limits. Generally, most products have up to a 200 character limit for the title. So you want to use, probably in those cases, like I would say at least 150 characters when it's appropriate. Sometimes though, Amazon has a limit of only 80 characters. Like I know a lot of products in the clothing category only have a limit of 80 characters that you can put there. So the point is, always stick to what Amazon's limits are. If it's 80, don't try and put 150 in there. One thing to keep in mind though is how Amazon truncates differently. You know what that word means, Karen? Truncate? I didn't know what that word means before.
Does it mean shorten?
Yeah, kind of like, I think it means that. Unless, if it doesn't, that means I'm using that word wrong. So I apologize, people. But it shortens, all right? So like, for example, this is a desktop search results for, like, I don't know, like deviled egg tray or something. You guys see here how it says ... That means my listing is obviously longer, but it shortened it. Like, it doesn't show your entire title in the search results. So on a desktop, in this case, it truncated my title at 138 bytes. All right, that's where it put the ... But on the mobile Amazon app, it truncates it even further. This one was at 84 characters at ... So this is something that could be important that not a lot of sellers do, is you need to kind of like know where Amazon is truncating your title. And if possible, optimize your title so it's not like chopping a word in half, or all of a sudden it just seems like really super weird what the title is because of where Amazon chooses. Like, as you can see here, we optimize this title so that whether it's on desktop or whether it's on mobile, it kind of ends in a full word and still kind of makes sense. I can get a sense out of this product. Even though part of my title is chopped off, I was able to stop it at where a full word was. So we've talked about images. We've talked about title. Let's talk about the bullet points. All right. Now, Karen, can you talk to us about what in the heck is this here? A magnetic, you're making up a lot of words today, Karen. You know, you made up Instagramify. Now here we got a new Karenism. I'm going to call these Karenisms, a magnetic Y. So please talk to us about what is a magnetic Y and how we can use this methodology to create bullet points.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me just tell you what, I love writing bullet points. Does anybody else, let me know if you like to write sales copy as well. If you do, if you're like me, if you're kind of a weirdo, oh, some people love it. Some people know. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Well, if you don't love it, I'm going to make it a lot easier for you today. So let me just tell you, I've looked at probably thousands of listings over the last 7 years. And as a buyer, as a listing optimization expert, I can tell you that there are so many listings that I'm just like, I don't even want to read this. And I'm paid to read it, but I'm like, oh, this is like torture trying to get through reading these bullet points. So when I talk about magnetic Y bullet points, I think about really fun, engaging, informative, easy to read writing or sales copy that makes me want to keep reading further, right? And you all know what I'm talking about, right? It's that same idea of, maybe a really cool Facebook post or an Instagram post where it's like, it's so intriguing that even though it's like a novel, reading that post, it's like, you just have to keep reading because it's so good, right? So I first learned, I kind of had this aha moment about 4 years ago when I was watching a TED Talk by Simon Sinek called Start with the Why. Did anybody else see that on YouTube? he kind of just blew my mind when he talked about how our mind works and that we're all emotional beings. And when we make decisions based on emotion. And so when we're trying to persuade someone to do something, we need to start with the why. That's kind of how we were programmed to be. Just like you see with kids, right? When they're like, why do I have to clean my room? Why do I have to eat my vegetables? Why? That's just part of how we were created, is to ask the why. So as Amazon sellers, we need to think about that and think, okay, are we pulling people in with the why? Are we answering that deep question of why they need to buy your product, right? So when I think about writing bullet points, that's the first thing I think about. I start brainstorming and I do my research to really get into their mind and figuring out, why does my customer even want to buy this product? We're so complex as human beings, and we definitely make decisions based off of emotion, and then we justify those decisions with logic. So first, we want to create really powerful, what I like to call why taglines. And in every single bullet point, I have these why taglines that are anywhere from 7 to 12 words long, and I have those in all caps. And I make this really easy to stand out so that people can just even skim really quickly in your bullet points, but they get the main idea. It's just reading these why taglines. And so what I like to do is I start with the why. Why do people want to buy this product? And then I weave in logic to justify that why. Another thing that I do when I create bullet points is, again, I think about that number one emotional benefit that they want to get from this product. You know, people buy the holes, not the drill, right? So what result is your product going to give your customer? And again, this is a great way to mirror what you're showing in your images, right? If you have a before and after image, then this is a great way to, again, show that result in your, or write that result in your bullet points, right? And then I like to think about what makes my product or my company better or different than any other competitor out there, right? And I kind of want to do some humble bragging, right? We have to do that to sell. We have to talk about what makes our company, our product stand out. What's our competitive edge? And I like to put that in the first or second bullet point. So right off the gate, they're like, okay, this is a cool product. Nobody else is doing this. So this is the one I want. And then I want to think about and talk about, what fears do my customers have about buying my product? So you can get ideas by reading 1-star reviews or the questions that people are writing on maybe your product or your top competitors' product listings. And you can kind of get an idea of what fears they have about using their product. Maybe they don't know how to use it. Maybe they're afraid that they won't get the result they want, or maybe they're afraid that it's going to break. Talk about that and address those fears right inside your bullet points, right? If we can shine light on a fear immediately, then people feel so much more comfortable and more likely to trust you to make a decision. And then, can your product be used as a gift? Now, let me tell you, from my experience, 90% of the products that I have worked on can be used as a gift in some form or fashion. Even super random products can be used as a gift. And with more people shopping online, they go to Amazon to do their gift shopping. For me, I definitely am always looking on Amazon to just find a really cool, unique gift, and then I can just send it directly to them without having to wrap it, without having to ship it myself. So it's a very great place for people to do gift shopping. So how can your product be used as a gift? And you can put that right inside one of your bullet points. And then a little pro tip that I like to do is I want to call out the niche market that this product is for. So maybe your product is something that's a great gift for athletes, or it's an amazing gift for 8-year-old girls or entrepreneurs or new moms. And if you can say that right inside your bullet points, then again, people are feeling like they're in the right place and they know exactly who it's for. And then this is a really important one, is how does your product solve pain in your customer's life? How does it give them more pleasure? So the famous Sigmund Freud developed the concept that as human beings, we're only motivated by 2 main factors, and that's seeking gratification with pleasure and avoiding pain. Okay, so for those of you who said pain, you're actually right. And the reason being is pain is more immediate, right? It's more in our present mind, and so people feel stronger emotions with pain. They want to take care of it immediately, whereas pleasure is more a future state. And so what I like to do with bullet points is I like to use both, right? The pain of not buying the product what it's going to cause, and also the pleasure of what buying your product does for them, that future result that they're going to get, right? That why. So think about how your product is solving pain, the immediate pain in their life, and the pain that they'll have from not having your product, and also the pleasure it's going to give them. Awesome. Okay, now we need to talk about, it's a touchy subject, right? But let's be honest, as human beings, we all have egos, even the most saintly among us, like Bradley has one, right, Bradley?
Yeah, and whoever at the company put as my image, the one that was in the introduction, you hurt my ego, because that's one of the worst pictures ever of me. So shame on you, whoever did that, Andrew or Lonnie or Brian. Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh man, I love it. Yeah, we all have an ego, you know, call it what you may, but we all have one. So think about how your product is speaking to your customer's need for status, right? We all want to make ourselves look better to our peers in some way. So how does your product improve your customer's status? Does it make them look younger than their friends? Does it make them look wealthier or smarter or more charitable in some way? Think about how your product is giving them more status. And if you can call that out directly, again, people are going to feel like, okay, I'm in the right place. This is what I'm looking for. And they're definitely going to want to buy your product. And then the next thing is you want to talk about how your product is going to help them feel safe. So if you're going to have any sort of product, I recommend having a guarantee or warranty of some kind to help reverse that risk factor of buying your product. And if you can make it a super cool and unique name, then again, it's going to be a lot more fresh and relevant. People are going to read it and they're going to resonate and they're going to trust you more. Like, this is a real company who gets it, who understands me. They're going to feel a lot safer doing business with you. So do something wild, do something crazy. You know, maybe you do something like a 200% money back guarantee. Maybe if, you know, we send you a damaged product, we're not just going to send you a replacement. We're going to send you two. Like, do something crazy and outlandish, because it's going to help set you apart. Okay, then our next thing that we want to do is have a call to action telling your customer to buy your product. Now, again, as human beings, we've been trained to follow orders our whole life, right? And wait for instruction. They tell us to walk on the right side of the path, we'll walk on the right side of the path. They tell us to wait until our number is called, we'll do it. And the same is true with your Amazon buyers. So if you want them to buy your product, you need to tell them to buy your product. So what I like to do is say something to the effect of, click the yellow add to cart button today to get your very own XYZ product benefit. So definitely make sure to tell them exactly what you want them to do. Okay, so I saw some people in the chat saying they want examples. Beautiful. I am so excited. I wrote these 5 examples that you can use. You can look at them, you can tweak them to fit your own listing. You can just use it to get ideas and see how I incorporated some of the things we talked about. But I want to do something extra special here. Are you ready? I hope this is okay, Bradley. But I really want to have you guys get something extra special. I'm not just going to give you these 5 bullet points. So if you stay tuned for the rest of this amazing content, I'm going to give you 50 more examples that I personally wrote that you can go ahead and tweak right into your listing to make it fit your product in your own niche. So I hope that's exciting. Is anybody else excited for that as I am?
You're so generous. You're like Oprah giving away cars, the way you're giving away bullet points here. 50.
It's my super ego, right? I want to appear more generous.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, let's keep it rolling here. Now, who's old enough to know what movie this is from? I used this last year. I haven't used this in a while in a presentation. Pauline knows. What movie is this from, guys? Come on. Don't make me feel old here. Yes, Marcia says Back to the Future. I love it. All right. So you guys have been hearing us talk about the images and making images that resonate with the buyers, right? You just heard Karen talk about these magnetic why bullet points. Well, you might be actually or wondering, how do we know what the customer's why is? How do we know what's going to motivate them? How do we know what their pains are? How do we know what their pleasure is? All right. So you got to get into the buyer's mind. That's kind of like why I chose this image here. So how can you get into your buyer's mind? I already see a lot of the answers coming through in the chat here, and that's the review. So I'm going to show you guys quickly how to use Review Insights. It helps you instantly get a list of the most commonly used phrases that come up in reviews from your own or your competitors' listings. It gives you insights into what typical buyers of our type of product or our niche are looking for, what they like, what they don't like, all right, and more. You're going to find things that you never would have found in keyword research, all right? Notice the insights from one top-selling egg tray. We've been talking a lot about egg trays, all right? Here are some of the top phrases that are showing up. And these are ordered in order here. The top phrase is not egg holder or egg tray. It's in the fridge, all right? And there's another one, in my fridge. Okay, so that's like super interesting. Maybe you're unsure why everyone is saying in the fridge in the reviews. Well, we can just click on it to see all the reviews that have that phrase. I just click on it right now. And I can see that many people want to use this egg tray as a way to store eggs in their fridge. So absolutely, I can use that not only as one of my bullet points, but perhaps in one of my lifestyle images, right? One of my lifestyle images. I definitely want to have a picture of this egg tray in the refrigerator. What about that dishwasher keyword, that dishwasher phrase, all right? Well, what are people talking about there? Well, if you guys can read this, this is another interesting insight. Many people want to put this in their dishwasher, but as you can see from the negative reviews, like look at this. This is a negative review, negative review, negative review. People are upset that they can't put this egg tray in the dishwasher, all right? What's that? That's a pain point that Karen had talked about earlier, right? Even more powerful than the pleasure, okay? So if our egg tray can go into the dishwasher, that would be a great call out, right? That's going to be a great call out. Like, remember, why wouldn't in the dishwasher, that's the keyword we're talking about here, in the dishwasher, why wouldn't that come up in keyword research? Like if we're searching for keyword search terms, well, nobody uses that as a search term. Nobody is typing in the dishwasher inside Amazon search and thinking that an egg tray is going to come up, but that's what they're thinking about. They're typing in egg tray, egg holder. Those are keywords, but they're thinking about, hey, I would really love to have one that I could put in the dishwasher so I don't have to wash it by hand all the time and mess up my delicate skin or whatever the case that they're thinking about, right? There's all these things that are going on in the customer's mind, but just by knowing that this is one of the top things, it gives us so much more insight into our customer avatar. Now, keywords like egg holder, egg tray, of course, these are super important, but I'm sure that's important for your listing. Your competitors certainly know that's important for their listings, but what they might be missing are these emotional connection keywords, these magnetic why points that are going to give you the competitive advantage. So don't forget that you want to incorporate more of your top phrases and keywords. This is another, we're going back to that screenshot of Scribbles in Helium 10, how we put all of our keywords here. Well, we want to start putting those in the other parts of our listing, especially the bullet points as well. Actually, the bullet points are the fourth most important part of keywords in the Amazon listing. We talked about the first one, which is title. Who knows what's number 2 and 3? It's kind of like a tie almost. Who can tell me in the chat what number 2 or 3 is? Right there. Search terms is one of them. Yes, Assad. Excellent, excellent. We're talking about the text now. Anna says search terms, and Sajad says the subject matter. Absolutely. That's what we're going to talk about now. Let's talk about how to crush it with back-end keywords, your subject matter and search terms. These are even more important than your bullet points per the Amazon algorithm. Now, these are not visible to Amazon buyers. You can't see the subject matter and the search terms on an Amazon listing if you're a buyer, but you can fill these out as a seller for the back end of your Amazon listing. Now, search terms, that's pretty much universal across all the marketplaces, across all the categories. You've usually got about 250 bytes to play with there. However, subject matter is only available as the last I checked in Amazon USA, and actually it's not even available in all the categories in Amazon USA. Capacity also varies between 50 and 250 bytes or characters total for subject matter. Now, let me illustrate how we know that these are so important to the Amazon algorithm. I talked about how over a year ago, one of my friends reached out to Amazon and asked why they weren't showing up in one of the top 7 pages for a keyword that was important to their listing. It was even in their title. It was even in their title, this keyword. And they asked him, customer support from Amazon asked him, like, is that keyword phrase in the back end search terms? And when he said no, they told him to put it in there. And soon thereafter, he started showing up on page 6. Now, I was curious, just recently in the last few months, is there anything, is there still a noticeable effect on this? So what I did, I just tried it on one keyword that the product was ranking for organically. And this was back in a couple months ago, just a couple months ago. So it's pretty recent. All right. So as you can see right here, guys, for this keyword phrase, okay, it was bouncing around between like 180 and looks like 300, right? You see that here? So right here on May 24th, what I did was I added this keyword. It has about 450 monthly searches estimated. I added it to the search terms and the subject matter on the night of the 24th, right down here on the night of the 24th. Look at this jump just like 2-3 hours later. 2-3 hours later, it started jumping up right here to number 100. Now there's no purchase. This wasn't happening. This is a brand new listing that had 0 purchases. So nobody was doing search, find, buy or something. Now, did we get on page 1 for it? No, but it just shows you what kind of impact, just something small like adding it to your search terms or subject matter could be. Here's another keyword. I added it to the search terms and subject matter. It had only about 400 monthly searches. And from when this product launched, right here, remember before, this is the same one as the last one. The product was still launched even before May 24th, right? But it wasn't even registering. It wasn't even in the top 7 pages. Okay, you can see it never ranked. And I was checking 24 times a day if it was ranked. But what I did, 58 minutes after I added it at 3:58 a.m. All right, I added at 3:58 a.m. 58 minutes later, it started showing up on page 4 to 5. All right, just by me adding it to the subject matter and the search terms. Now, in neither of these situations did adding something to the back end, boost me up to page 1 miraculously or anything like that. But I hope you can see that from this, that these fields definitely has a direct correlation to how Amazon views your listing for a keyword. So for me, I'm sometimes even going to put some of my best back end or my best phrases into my back end keywords in my Amazon listing. So again, don't forget, I keep bringing this screenshot back up. Use Scribble so that you know what keywords you have not put in your listing. You see, as I write keywords in my listing, whether it's the subject matter, whether it's the search terms, Scribbles is putting a line through it. All right, it's putting a line through it, so I know which keywords I have not used yet. Now, for the back-end search terms, as you can see, here I have 246 bytes, all right, out of 250, because we can only put 250 bytes. But later on in today's webinar, I'm going to show you guys a quick hack on how if you've got brand registry, you can get more than 250 characters in your search terms. Let's keep going here. Remember, when you guys do keyword research with Helium 10, Cerebro, Magnet, whatever tool you're using, you're going to sometimes find Spanish keywords that people are using to find products. For example, this was for an egg tray. Look at some of these Spanish words here. Cartón para huevos, porta huevos, para guardar huevos. So like there's all these words that have to do with like the egg tray or egg storage right here in Spanish that people in Amazon USA are searching for in order to find these products. Now, it might not fit in the front end of your listing. All right, like it'll be kind of weird to have maybe some Spanish words mixed with English in the front end of your listing. So these are keywords that I probably would put in the back end search terms. I can also put some misspellings in the back end of my listing. All right. Now, don't forget, coming up, I'm going to have even more advanced strategies, such as how to get a video in your listing, how to get brand registry in only 2 weeks, and we're also going to build a live listing, putting all of these strategies together so that you can see how easy it is when you have the right tools. Let's keep it going now. Let's talk about the description. All right, we talked about the images, we talked about the title, we talked about the bullet points, we talked about the back-end search terms. Let's talk about the description. It's also important to have, but it actually has the least priority as far as how Amazon views it compared to the things that we've been going over today, but it still should not be ignored. First of all, in some categories like beauty, the description actually shows up on the mobile app before the bullet points. All right. In some categories, that's in some products, that is still the case. On the mobile app, you'll see the description before the bullet points. So make sure at the beginning of your description, you're using some of those magnetic why strategies that we talked about before. Now, one question you might have had when you see me with these screenshots from Scribbles is, all right, you know that these are the phrases, right? Well, what are all of these individual keywords come from? Now, here's the thing. We know we cannot put every keyword phrase that you find in your keyword research in phrase form in a listing. There's just not enough room. So the rest of the potentially hundreds of keywords you found in your keyword research phase, you're going to need to put the individual keywords that make those up in this section here. You still should be searchable for it, even if they're not in phrase form. Now, here's how the process works on how you can still be indexed or searchable for hundreds, if not thousands of keywords, but by only making sure you have the component keywords in your listing. You're going to want to first do your research. Like this, I believe is, this is Cerebro. This is a screenshot of Helium 10 Cerebro. So I did a reverse ASIN lookup, all right? And I found all the top keywords that this listing was ranking for and showing up for in sponsored ads, etc. Now, as you can see, you guys see here, it found 806 keyword phrases, 806 keyword phrases in for this listing. Now, this is probably made up of thousands of individual words, because remember, this is not individual keywords. These are complete phrases, all right? So you don't need to guess how many individual keywords are in here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy this, all these keywords, and put it into another Helium 10 tool, which is called Frankenstein. Now, Frankenstein gives me a total count of all the words. So out of those, whatever I said before, I think it was like 806 phrases, there's actually 2,444 words made up of almost 15,000 characters. But I know there's not 2,444 individual keywords, unique keywords. Because look, here's egg, 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 wooden, 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 wood, wood. So there's lots and lots of duplicates, all right? So if I'm curious, first of all, to see what are the most common individual keywords that are showing up in all of these keywords, and that by itself is kind of important because it shows you what's the most important keyword, individual keywords for this, I can just click right here, the, where is it at? Include word frequency count, and watch this. Now, it shows me which are the most commonly used words in all those phrases. And wow, look at that. In 331 of those 800 keyword phrases that I found in my keyword research, egg is in them. Tray is in 127 of those. Wooden is used 120 times there. So just by having egg in my listing, right, I potentially could be searchable or index for over 300 different phrases, as long as I have those other individual keywords in my listing as well. And out of all those 2,444 keywords, look how many unique ones there are right up here, guys. You guys see that there? Only 231, all right? Out of 2,400 keywords, only 230 are actual unique keywords. So now I can copy this list into Scribbles, and I can have my complete list of individual keywords that I want to get into the listing. From there, I can write my description. However, have you ever seen fancy descriptions that's not just text? Instead of just text descriptions that most listings have, some listings have images and graphics and like little tables like this. This is called A+ content, formerly known, I believe, as EBC. Now, to be able to do this, you have to have brand registry, all right? So if you are brand new out there, brand new, pun intended, or maybe pun not intended. If you're brand new, you don't know what brand registry is, all right? This is something that you can apply for from Amazon, and it's for brand owners who have a trademark, all right? Now, if you go through the regular process of getting a trademark in the USA, it could take 9 months or more. So on the Serious Sellers podcast that I talked to you guys about earlier, on episode 152, you can actually go back and listen to this episode. I detailed 2 different ways that I was able to get brand registry in only 2 weeks so that I could have access to make that A+ content, as well as a lot of other benefits that brand registry has. One of these methods is through a Helium 10 company called sellertrademarks.com. All right. So I went to sellertrademarks.com. I did an expedited German trademark. And with that, I was able to get brand registry in the USA in 12 days. For another test brand, I tried the Amazon service over here called Amazon IP accelerator. Okay. And it cost about the same. It was about like, I think it was like $1,200 or $1,300. And it got me brand registered in just 12 days. So once you get that brand registry, now you can replace your regular text description with the new A+ content. Now, something important for you guys to know, the text in A+ content is not indexed in Amazon. So what does that mean? That means that if you have a keyword and the only place in your listing that it appears is in your A+ content, it does not make you searchable for that keyword. However, it is indexed in Google. So you are searchable for it in Google. So in Scribbles, do not count. If you guys are you Helium 10 users, you're using Scribbles, do not count your A+ content as part of your listing when considering the inclusion of your keywords or not. So if you do A+ content, what I suggest is it replaces your original description, right? Still fill out your old school description, and nobody's going to see it anymore, but at least you'll be able to get indexed for those keywords. All right. Super important. Karen, what are some best practices for A+ content descriptions?
Yeah, so this is such a great, I mean, this is a game changer. I love that you described how sellers can get brand registry in just 12 days. I mean, that is seriously so exciting because this is so, so powerful to increase your conversion rate. As you can see, this adds so much more branding to your listing. It adds more rich multimedia images and text. So it's such a good opportunity to really, again, increase your conversion rate. And Amazon themselves say that it's going to help potentially increase the traffic to your listing and boost your sales. So what I like to do is really make sure that I'm using my space wisely. So you can see in the before image that I show, there's a lot of white space, right? So I like their images, but the white space is kind of tacky and it's not using that space very well. So I like to use that template you can see in the middle as I build out the individual modules. And by the way, this is a teaser, but Bradley and I are actually going to create an A+ page with you live here on this workshop. So make sure that you stay tuned for that because we'll show you how to build this out. So I like to build it out like that middle template with the cute little dogs. So have a main banner image and then some text. And then I like to go back and forth so that it's visually appealing with an image on the left and text on the right, and then image on the right, text on the left, and then images at the bottom so that my eye is getting a good balance of images and text. And then here's some more examples of really good A+ content pages. I actually bought these ear wax removers for my kids. And I was like, wow, they did a good job. Look how colorful they are. And it's just really good branding with these cute kids and really showing how to use it in simple graphics. And I just thought these were really well done pages. So these are some good examples for you to look at. And again, this is such a powerful tool if you have brand registry because these A+ pages are free. Where in the past they cost vendors thousands of dollars, now you can do this for free if you have brand registry. So make sure you're utilizing A+ pages and you're doing it the right way, like these examples. And then also a lot of times I have people ask, how long does it take to get approved? Well, Amazon can take up to 7 days to approve your A+ content. And if you get an error message that comes to you, it's really easy. You probably have one of these things that you need to change. So you need to make sure that your images are nice and clear and they're easy to see both on desktop and mobile, and that you don't have any spelling or grammatical errors, and that you don't have any specific pricing information or promotion details. So you can't say, we're the cheapest widget out there, or we have this special Christmas promotion, or anything like that. You can't put that in your A+ page. And then you also can't mention any warranties, guarantees, customer service, website information. So make sure that you don't put any of that in your A+ page. Again, you can put some of that in your bullet points, but not on your A+ page if you want it to get approved.
All right, let's keep it going here, guys. I told you I'll be sprinkling bonuses throughout the whole workshop today. So here's another one: split testing before launch. So a lot of you guys have heard of the strategy of split testing. You probably heard me talk about this because I'm a big proponent of this strategy. But if you have a live listing and you test your page views and your percentage is and your conversion on different prices, different images, different titles, etc., that's great. If that's what you need to do, absolutely do it. But there's one problem with doing it that way. By definition, one of your split tests is going to do worse than the other, meaning that for half of your test, you're having suboptimal sales, right? That's the whole definition of a live split test. Now, when you launch your product, you want to start with a bang from day one, right? So how can you split test even before you launch? I use a service called PickFu, all right? PickFu. So Karen, Brian or Lonnie, if you can just type that, because everybody always misspells it there. Type that in the chat for people. With PickFu, you can ask a group of Amazon buyers what their preferences are as far as price, titles, function, etc. Even before there's an Amazon listing, you're going to have answers. Sometimes even within an hour, as fast as an hour, you're going to have answers. Like, for example, for the egg tray that we launched, the one that I've been showing you guys throughout this workshop, I wasn't sure what main image would resonate the best with the clients. So I put up a question on PickFu. Here's the question I asked. I said, hey, what would be the best main image that shows up in Amazon search for a wooden egg tray? And I chose to ask 50 people, and I could have specified demographics like age and gender, but I chose just to pull Amazon Prime members, all right? Amazon Prime members. And here's the images that I showed them, all right? And it was overwhelming that the one that everyone chose, it was a score of 60, was option A. And now the interesting thing was, I actually thought myself it was going to be B or D. So if I didn't do this, I would have gone with my own gut feeling. And that's what some of you Amazon sellers do sometimes. You think you know your product better than anybody else, and you're just going to make these decisions on your own. But guess what? Your likes and preferences could be different than your typical customer. And that's what I found here. I was completely wrong, but everybody voted on option A. And that's why now you see this as the main image in our live listing that's on Amazon now. Now, it's not just voting what they do. The cool thing about PickFu is that they actually are required to explain why they chose what they did. So here's like the responses. Like somebody says, hey, I like being able to see how well the eggs will fit into the rack, as well as how it looks partly empty. So you can kind of get into a potential customer's mind even on why they are picking that. So it's super, super valuable. Now imagine, what if I launched with the wrong image? How much would I have been hurt on launch for not having done this research? Remember what Karen talked about at the beginning about how, just getting one more person out of 10 to buy your product can double your sales? Well, it goes both ways. What if by having the wrong image, now one less person out of 10 is buying your product because they don't even click on it because they don't like your image? So this is super important, guys, that you want to start off with a bang and have the best options for your listing from day one. So we were able to get an affiliate discount for this is not a Helium 10 company. We don't own this one like we do seller trademarks. For those who want to try them out for the first time, you can go to pickfu.com/Helium10 and you'll get 50% off your first poll. So you guys been liking these bonuses? I've been giving lots of bonuses, not just the bread and butter listing optimization. If you guys are liking these bonus strategies, I have more bonus information coming up, such as, like we said, how to get video on your listing, even without brand registry. Jonathan likes it. Michaela likes it. All right, cool. Let's keep it going. Let's say you've got the best images for your listing. All right. You've got an optimized title. You got optimized bullet points, description. You've loaded up your back-end search terms and subject matter. You're maybe even run some polls to make sure you have the best copy, right? Now, your next step is to upload your listing to Amazon, which we're going to show you how to do in a little bit. Guess what, guys? The listing optimization process is not finished. Just because you have the keywords in your listing does not automatically mean that you're going to be indexed for it by Amazon, or in other words, searchable. It doesn't mean that you're going to be searchable per se. For example, for egg tray, you guys see up here, if you type in egg tray into Amazon, Amazon has actually indexed over 2,000 listings, all right? Now, indexing and ranking are two different things, okay? If I scroll to the bottom of that egg tray page, you'll see that there's this little like kind of pinwheel of numbers here, and there's a total of 7 pages of results. And usually that's about the limit, all right? Now, if there's only like 40 to 45 listings per page, usually only about 300 or so listings are ranking for it or are showing up in the search results. I can't go beyond page 7. So what does that mean? That means the other 1,700 results for this keyword that Amazon indexes for them, they're not even ranking or they're not showing up. However, at least they're indexed for it, meaning that they have the potential to show up. They have the potential to show up in these top 300 results. If you're not indexed, guess what? It's impossible. There's some other hacks I can tell you about later, but it's almost impossible for you to show up if you are not indexed for it, unless you are running Amazon sponsored ads. So after your listing is up, it's important you need to take all of your keywords and that you had targeted as potentially money-making keywords and make sure you are indexed for them. And you can do that into another Helium 10 tool called Index Checker. All right, I put my important keywords down here in there, and I just threw in one random word that I figure is probably not indexed, and that's sumo wrestling. All right, sumo wrestling, that's not random. I used to be a sumo wrestler myself, but that's why I threw that in there. So I'm like, hey, all right, a container. I'm thinking that this is index organizador de juegos. Like, okay, I think that's index. So let's see what the results are. And here we go. Index Checker is doing 3 different checks to make sure that your keywords are searchable or indexed. Everything passed. You see these check marks? Everything passed with flying colors, except, of course, sumo wrestling. All right. Now, here's the thing. That makes sense, that sumo wrestling is not indexed. Probably because I don't have sumo wrestling right in the listing. However, what if other keywords? What if some other keywords here were not indexed? That's another question we get a lot. Well, what do? I have the keyword in my listing. Well, that's the first step. Hey, make sure with scribbles that keyword was in your listing. Let's say it is. What's the next step? Well, you got to make sure it's relevant to your category. Let's say that the keyword sumo wrestling was in my egg tray listing, because maybe I said something like, hey, this egg tray is the official egg tray of the Japan Sumo Wrestling Federation. All right. Now, even though it's in my listing, guess what? According to the Amazon algorithm, most likely, sumo wrestling has nothing to do with the kitchen and dining category, right? I mean, so probably the algorithm is going to say, hey, this is not relevant to this category, so we're not going to make you searchable. So in this case, I might have to add some more context on it in other places in my listing. Another reason why you couldn't be indexed is maybe you're using a forbidden keyword like free or a brand name or a drug-related keyword or a keyword that's trademarked or another brand. These are all kind of forbidden keywords. And even if you have it in your listing, Amazon usually is not going to index you for it. You wouldn't even want to put these words in your listing because you could get your listing suppressed if you have one of these forbidden keywords. Now, coming up later, I'm going to give you guys a hack that allows you to be indexed for some of these keywords without even putting them in your listing. Another quick bonus strategy. I just added this last night as well. This is separate here. This is kind of like going across different marketplaces. Now, if you're selling in Amazon USA, all right, and you don't want to go through the hassle of creating a completely brand new listing like in Amazon Canada or Amazon Mexico, okay, you can actually use remote fulfillment with FBA and use your Amazon USA FBA to fulfill orders in Canada and Mexico. So this is without you having to go through the hassles of actually shipping inventory and going through customs and putting it inside of a Canadian warehouse or putting it inside of a Mexican warehouse. You can actually fulfill orders in many cases to those countries from your actual Amazon USA inventory. So you just go to inventory in your Seller Central, you do remote fulfillment with FBA and follow that process. And if you're selling on Amazon USA, hey, within a day, you could be selling, having your listing live in Amazon Mexico and or Amazon Canada. So, all right, guys, I have a question for you. How much money are you guys going to make from these free tips on listing optimization? All right. Now, Karen showed you earlier today that increasing your I can't even say words right. I'm talking too long. Increasing your conversion. That's increasing and conversion together. Increasing. All right. By just 10%. If you increase your conversion by 10%, it could potentially double your sales. Now, I've got more advanced strategies coming up, and in about 20 minutes, I'm going to actually try and put together a listing for you. Let's see if we can like put together an Amazon listing in like 10 minutes only. And it's going to be a completely live screen share. We're going to put together all of the strategies that we have gone over today so far. But first of all, I want to ask your permission really quick. A lot of you guys at the beginning says you are not Helium 10 users. So what I would like to do right now is just take a few minutes to recap what tools we have used so far in Helium 10 to show you what you need and to present you an amazing offer so you can get started working on your own Amazon listing with these with these tools as soon as this webinar is over. So is that all right with you guys? Real quick, less than 20 minutes, actually probably less than 10 minutes. I want to just go over that. All right, Ashad says yes, Craig says yes. All right, Craig says yes, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. All right, so what tools have we used so far today? First of all, we use the listing evaluation tool. It gives you instant insight into how optimized an Amazon listing is. We went over review insights. You guys remember that one about the egg tray and the refrigerator? It gives you instant visibility to the most commonly appearing phrases in the reviews that help you make that emotional connection to your buyer. Magnet is something that can actually find those keywords. That was what we could find to find those Spanish keywords, right? We also have a Smart Complete feature in Magnet that can help you get both the Spanish keywords and also long tail keywords from your main keywords. Cerebro is my favorite Helium 10 tool. In seconds, I can find all of the keywords that a product or group of products are showing up for in the search results, both organic search results and sponsored search results. This is by far my favorite tool in the whole Helium 10 suite. We also showed you guys Frankenstein. It's a one-of-a-kind keyword processor and a keyword bank that allows us to consolidate all of the thousands of keywords in our research instantly with just a click of the button. I could see even like frequency counts of the keywords in my phrases. Our listing optimizer tool, Scribbles. This is what I think I showed you guys the most. It's our most important tool when it comes to listing optimization. It allows you to write your entire listing right within Helium 10 to make sure that you're utilizing all of the keywords that you found in your keyword research. We also just showed you guys Index Checker that tells you if you are searchable for your keywords. Now, these are only just 7 of the tools that Helium 10 provides Amazon sellers. And by themselves, I think you guys would agree with me, they're well worth the $97 that it costs per month for Helium 10. But what else is in the Helium 10 toolbox? Tons more of what you need. First of all, here's somebody who, this could be you. This is Tatiana. She's pretty famous now on YouTube, but she started off just 5 years ago. She was a restaurant server, all right? Now she's making 7 figures on Amazon. She says, hey, Helium 10 provides everything that a beginner or advanced Amazon seller needs to increase product ranking revenue and, most importantly, profit margins. All right, so this is a real person just like you who finds value and has used Helium 10 to help her scale from becoming just a restaurant server to now making over 7 figures and traveling the world. Her Instagram is amazing, guys. Look her up on Instagram. X-Ray is another tool that's in the Helium 10's suite. It allows you to validate your product opportunities. It tells you the estimated sales of what products are making on Amazon, right? ASIN Grabber is another part of our Chrome extension. You can download important information from the top 100 results. And it's actually one of the favorite tools of Lego, who I said the Lego company uses Helium 10. This is one of their favorite tools that they use, all right? Another tool, what else do we have here? Profitability calculator. In an instant, you can get an idea on how much money you could be making if you sold a product similar to what you're seeing on Amazon. Inventory levels gives you insights into how many units a sellers on a listing have left in stock. This is very important no matter what kind of seller on Amazon you are, even if you're a wholesaler or arbitrage seller. Black Box has 5 built-in tools that help with product research. We've got over now 2 billion products in our database in Black Box. It helps you find opportunity. This is the main tool that we use. If you guys are brand new, this is where you start on finding product opportunity to sell on Amazon. Trendster, I can check Google Trends, and I can even check the bestseller rank history of any product on Amazon. Now, with Keyword Tracker, not only do you have the visibility on where your item or your product is showing up for in the regular search results, but it even shows you where you're showing up for in sponsored results, or your competitors you can spy on to see where they're showing up. Market Tracker is one of our newer tools. You can track not only the market share compared to your competitors once you start selling on Amazon, but you can also get notified when new movers and shakers start to make some noise in your niche, right? And so that you can be prepared to guard against the new competition. Alerts is going to send you text messages and emails if critical things happen to your account, like maybe a hijacker jumps on your listing and changes your image, or Amazon goes and changes your dimension, making you pay a lot more for shipping. As soon as this happens, we're going to send you a text message or an email. Speaking of getting money back from Amazon, that alert is going to help you save money, but getting money back from Amazon, one of our original tools, Refund Genie, could potentially find hundreds or even thousands of dollars that Amazon might owe you from lost or damaged shipments. Inventory Protector can help protect against people abusing your coupons and cleaning you out of your inventory. All right. Follow up. This is a great tool so that helps you request reviews from a specific set of customers. You can make custom emails that are automatically going to be sent to your customers so that you can, hopefully increase your reviews. Profits is our full financial analytics tool where you can see your daily sales on Amazon, your profits, your hidden expenses like your storage fees, and more. Portals. With Portals, you can make landing pages, custom landing pages that allow you to create marketing funnels where you can collect email addresses. Guys, if you guys are brand new, if you're not blown away by now, I don't know what you guys are really hard to impress, because this is just really crazy. All of those things I have mentioned so far, these are all included with Helium 10. It's not like, oh, only certain levels of users get this. This is all completely available to you guys. We even have a mobile app. It allows you to level up on the go with key sales information, account alerts, and more. It even shows you your most recent orders. Here's one of my buddies I just visited a couple weeks ago, Brock Johnson. Brock Johnson is somebody who's famous in the Amazon world because in 3 months, he actually sold $6 million worth of products during the last solar eclipse. And he's documented his journey on YouTube. And he talks about how, hey, for him, Helium 10 has paid for itself over 10 times. All right. He's gotten over, not 10,000, $16,000 back with the Refund Genie. So basically, he never even has to pay for Helium 10 for the rest of his life because he got so much money back just by using Refund Genie. Now, I'm sure you guys know, if you guys have been selling on Amazon for a while, you got to purchase usually a different set of software, a suite of tools to accomplish every feature. Like maybe I need a Chrome extension for 20 bucks. Maybe I need a product research tool for 40 bucks. And it adds up, guys. It can be over $250 easily, right? Now, you're going to pay much less with Helium 10. Like I said, only $97 a month, guys. You can join now. Those of you who are just free users, or you guys are not users yet, you can go to helium10.com/LO. That's for listing optimization 2020. Join now. Guys, what's $97 a month? That's $3.23 a day to supercharge your Amazon business. It's a no-brainer. You guys are paying this stuff daily, other things, like $3.23. It's like a slice of pizza, a cup of coffee. I can't even get a cup of coffee for $3.23. A bag of chips. These are all things that cost $3.23, and they're not going to make you money like Helium 10 has the potential to. Tomer Rabinovich, speaking of making money, this is one of the top sellers in the world. We just actually had him on our elite workshop. He says, he mentions here, just finding one good product or one strong keyword that was overlooked by others can easily be worth the yearly cost of Helium 10. And that is so true, especially you guys could see that illustrated with some of those numbers that Karen was showing you earlier. But I got some more bonuses for you guys, all right? It's when you sign up today, you're going to get the following special bonuses for free. So those of you who sign up right here, helium10.com/LO2020, this is what you're going to get for free when you sign up. Bonus number one, guess what? It's not going to be $97 for your first month. We're going to give you 50% off your first month on the platinum plan. So instead of $97, I don't know what that comes out to, like $48.50 about there. So that's bonus number one. You get 50% off if you sign up today for brand new users, or if you're a free user. Bonus number two, we're going to give you free access to the brand new Helium 10 Academy. Now, this is more than just a collection of some training videos and tech documents, all right? It's laid out in courses, all right? Different courses, like we got a product research course. We've got a listing optimization course. So many of you new people right now, I bet, are like completely overwhelmed, like, oh my God, how is there 28 tools in Helium 10? How am I going to learn all of this? Well, we have a complete course designed to help you learn each tool in a logical format. And there's some weird people here like Karen. No, I'm just playing. There's Karen right here. She's got some videos that she's really going to kind of like hold you guys to make sure that you can get the most out of the Helium 10 tools. There's tons and tons of courses. There's like over like 95 modules here in Helium 10 Academy. This is completely free, all of you guys who sign up today. Bonus number 3, we are going to give you access to the Helium 10 members Facebook group. We have tons of people I know are already members. They can tell you the value of networking with other like-minded sellers from all over the world. You know, I see people daily saying, hey, Amazon is asking me for this verification. What do I do? And, you know, somebody else will come to the rescue there. We've got over almost 40,000 members now in the Helium 10 members group that you guys can network with. Bonus number 4, we a 1-hour live Q&A on listing optimization, again, with Karen right here. Now, Karen, you've been paid thousands of dollars for consulting on listing optimization when you were a consultant. Now, how much are you charging everybody for this live interactive training? And this is a 2-way training, right? So how much are you charging? 1,000, 500?
Oh, you know, just free. I mean,
just free is all for those who sign up today. That's it. The only ones who get to join this are those who sign up today. Bonus number 5, guys. We keeping the bonuses coming. This is something we haven't made available before. This is what Karen talked about earlier today. 50 ready-to-use bullet points for your listing. All right, so you got some great bullet point templates that Karen has made, and one of them might work for your listing. You're going to have a complete list of all 50 of those sent to you as a bonus. Number 6, you're going to get the ultimate guide to Amazon product launches. The ultimate guide to Amazon product launches and product research, guys. Make sure to check that out. That is going to be a great bonus for you as well. Here's Nathan from FreeUp. He says, hey, he's been selling on Amazon since 2009, and he wished he had a tool like Helium 10 back then. Helium 10 didn't exist in 2009, all right? He said he highly recommends it to Amazon sellers in his community, 5 stars. Bonus number 7, guys, the Freedom Ticket Amazon training program cost is covered by Helium 10 completely. Now, this is not like any other course out there. Now, as you guys know, anybody who's bought courses before, usually courses can cost, you know, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. Actually, this Freedom Ticket course, even if you go to freedomticket.com, it's $997. But those of you who sign up today, guess what? Every single person who signs up today, Helium 10 is covering that for you, all right? It's not $997. We are covering that for you. You get the complete Freedom Ticket training, A to Z, how to learn to sell on Amazon. This has over 80 modules, 40 hours of detailed training in there. And what we have recently included into Freedom Ticket now is Project X. This was a 14-episode case study that Tim Jordan and I went over, where we show from A to Z how we found a couple of products to sell on Amazon, one of them being the coffin shelf and the other the egg tray. Does that sound familiar, guys? Those are the products that we've been showing throughout this whole episode. We show you how we found those products and how we launched it on Amazon, so you can go back and follow us on that journey. The last bonus, guys, and this is just the one that should just completely push you over the edge here, is it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, so literally every single person of, I think there was like maybe 350 or 400 of you who were not Helium 10 members, every single person, there's no excuse, guys. Sign up right now, because guess what? You have nothing to lose. If, like, after 3 or 4 weeks, you're like, you know what? I'm so sick of seeing Bradley and Karen on these training videos. I cannot spend one more second with Helium 10, or whatever the reason, don't worry. Just call up or email customer support and just say, I'd like to cancel and get my money back. You get your entire whopping $48.50 that you paid since you got the discount. You get that sent back to you. So you have nothing to lose. At the very least, try it out, go through the process, and see if Amazon is for you. And if it's not, no harm, no foul. You get your money back. So every single one of you guys who are free users or who are not Helium 10 users, guys, sign up right now. All right. So a quick week recap. We got the 50% off month 1. You got access to Helium 10 Academy, Helium 10 members Facebook group, the 1-hour live Q&A on listing optimization with Karen. You got the the list of 50 ready-to-use bullet points for your listing. You've got the ultimate guide to product research. You've got the Freedom Ticket Amazon training program being covered by Helium 10. And you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee if you aren't 100% happy. Now, for the promised bonus strategies and live listing optimization, let's get going. First of all, let's talk about videos. Even if you have brand registry, you can put videos like in your image stack, right? But Karen, how can somebody even without brand registry have videos on their Amazon listing?
Well, this is such a cool game changer, Bradley. You can actually put it in your Amazon related video shorts right near the bottom of your Amazon product detail page. So this is super cool because there's actually been an update to this. You don't even have to have someone who bought your product. You can have even just a friend or family member who never bought your product go to your listing and upload a video to it. And this could be a really nice, well done, high production video, and you can put it right on your listing in the Amazon related video short. And where you find this is just on your product detail page, and you'll scroll down just beneath the BSR information. And then all you do is you can just have a friend or family member, a neighbor, go ahead, give them that link to your video, and they can upload your video right to your listing, which is so, so cool. So just all they have to do is fill out the online form, and then it will show up there. Now, a really cool hack as well is I went ahead and I called Amazon Seller Central just to verify that I'm not giving you any bad information here, but you can also put your product video on your competitor's listing. And maybe not just one competitor's listing, maybe put it on 5 competitors' listings. So you're basically getting free advertising by having a friend or family member go ahead and put your video on their Amazon related video short section inside their own product listing. So that's huge, Bradley.
Having video, guys, is so important in your listing. It really helps you get conversion. Let's keep it going now with another hack. All right, extra search terms in your Amazon listings. All right, we talked about how important that is, right? How you only have 250 bytes though available. Like this is the screenshot of how it looks in the back end of your search terms or in the back end of your listing in Amazon, and you only have space for 250 bytes right here, and that's including the spaces. Now, if you put any more, it's going to be cut off, or even worse, Amazon might not even index you for any of those phrases in it. However, if you have brand registry, there's a way to get some extra characters or extra bytes in your listing. You go to your brand dashboard, all right? And then you go to search terms optimizer. So this is only if you have brand registry, search terms optimizer. And then you get to the page where you can edit your search terms within there, okay? Now, it still says, as you guys can see here, you only have 249 bytes available. However, the cool thing is that it's not, in this section, it's not including the spaces, all right? So that means on average, now you can put up to almost 300 bytes in there instead of just 249. And since we talked about earlier today, since the search terms, as we learned, is the second most important part of your listing for keywords, this is valuable extra real estate that you can use. All right. We're going to do the listing optimization in a couple seconds. I'm going to skip really quick though, a couple other bonuses I wanted to give you guys before we hop into the listing optimization. Let me give you guys a couple bonuses here. Here's another one. One way to be indexed for forbidden keywords. All right. Forbidden keywords. For example, this is some research I did for a hemp pain cream that I launched for a case study a few months ago. Now, CBD was coming up all over the place. This is actually a search term. However, CBD is a forbidden keyword on Amazon. But as you can see, it's a highly searched term for pain creams, right? So I did a case study where I launched this product, right? And I was able to rank for all of these keywords without having those keywords in my listing, right? So I wanted to find a way to show up from day one for the auto and broad PPC campaigns for the keyword CBD. So part of my theory was I was like, hey, let me go ahead and when it comes to the keyword phrases like CBD oil for back pain, all of these, I wanted to make sure I had the rest of this in my listing, like oil for back pain, oil cream, muscle rub. Let me start with that. all right, without the CBD, because I don't want to put CBD in my listing and get banned from Amazon, right? So let me put that. And then I made sure I had a lot of the similar keywords as the competitors who were already ranking for these keywords. They didn't have it in their listing either, but I wanted to make sure that their important phrases, I had it so that maybe Amazon would kind of relate my product to these competitors, okay? So I started an auto campaign and a broad campaign from day one of this listing, and I did not have CBD. I did not have the word CBD in the listing at all right? And sure enough, you know, I used index checker like I showed you guys how to use, and I was not indexed. I was not indexed for CBD, all right? That was expected. That's to be expected, all right? But what happened was I got indexed for it within 3 days because Amazon on their own started showing me for the CBD related keywords in PPC. And when people started buying it from those sponsored ads, Amazon indexed me for those keywords, even though I did not have it in my listing. So if you guys want to find out more details, go to helium10.com/podcast. I think I did a podcast about it, and then type in like CBD or case study or something like that, and you guys will see where I go into detail. So there's a great way to get indexed for like other brands or forbidden keywords without actually breaking Amazon terms of service. Here's another hack I want to give you guys: increasing your multiple quantity orders. That means like people who buy 2 at one time, or 3 at one time, or 4 at one time. This was also from somebody, Paul, who came as a guest on the Serious Sellers podcast. So what he was doing was he was selling some kind of like hanging macrame thing, right? And he was only selling 1, but he made an image where he had 2, and then he talked about it in his description, like, hey, this looks great when you buy them in pairs. So what he noticed was, because of doing this in one of the images, it increased the number of times people bought 2 of his product. All right. Because just subliminally or subconsciously, now they're like, oh yeah, that does look good when I buy 2. Or like maybe he had a picture of it on each side of the bed. Like, maybe I can have a picture of this. Like, look at this coffin shelf. We can use 2 here. Now you got to be careful with this strategy. You can't do this like in your main image, or you can't be like misleading your customers to try and like show them, hey, you're going to get 2 of them. You know, that's a great way to get bad reviews or a great way to get banned. So what I would do is, you know, if I'm going to have a picture of 2, I would, you know, put some text here, like as an infographic, and say, hey, it's great when you buy 2 of them at one time instead of just 1, or something like that. So people are very clear that they know you have to buy 2 separately. But guys, these little tiny things that might not seem big, these all add up. Again, what if just 1 person out of 30 more now who buys your product now buys 2? Guys, these kind of things add up to your bottom line. All right, now what I want to do is I want to share with you guys. How do I stop the share? Why is it not? Okay, there we go. Now the share is stopped. I want to get into Amazon Seller Central, and I want to actually show you guys some of this creating a listing. Now, what I'm going to do, I had a lot of you guys repost on Instagram story and tagging Helium 10 software. All right. So guys, if you haven't done that yet, don't forget to do that. You can possibly win a Helium 10 t-shirt by going to your Instagram story, take a selfie of yourself watching the webinar, and tag Helium 10 software, and also tag H10 Bradley. And since I had so many of those, I am going to do an Instagram later, Instagram live later today or tomorrow, where I show you guys how to do A+ content. A+ content. Karen prepared something. We're going to do A+ content. The first tool we're going to use, I'm going to show you guys something really cool right now. Actually, this is another kind of hack. All right. It's another kind of hack, but it's actually part of our strategy. As I told you guys, here's the coffin shelf. As I told you guys, this is going to be super easy. It'll probably take us only 10 minutes to do, because almost the entire listing, we're going to copy from what is already working on Amazon, which is the black coffin shelf. All right, so watch this, guys. And this is, even if you're a Helium 10 user, I bet you 25%, if not more, did not know this. Watch this. Anybody see this button right here? Let me zoom in. Listing Optimizer. This is part of the Helium 10 tool. I don't have to create my new listing from scratch. Since I already have this listing here, I'm just going to import it to Helium 10. Watch this. I'm going to hit this once. Listing Optimizer. And now it opens up Scribbles. It's thinking. It's thinking. It's thinking. Boom goes the dynamite. Look at that. The entire listing, except the back-end keywords, just came up right here. All right. It brought in the entire front end of the listing. So I'm not going to have to change too many things here, because I already know this works, all right? The black coffin shelf has been selling when it's in stock anywhere from 15 to 40 units per day. But it might be a little bit different kind of customer who buys, who wants, what are we doing? The brown one, right? Let's get into this. What I'm going to do right now is I need to find the keywords. Okay, I need to find the keywords. So what I'm going to do, this is a different process since I already have an existing listing. Instead of having to go to Cerebro and doing the keyword research, I already have a list of keywords that I have been targeting for this original coffin shelf. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to analytics and I'm going to open up keyword tracker in another window right here. And you guys will see this. If there's a delay, I apologize. You guys will see it eventually. I'm going to go in here to my keyword ranking, and you can see a lot of these keywords which I have determined is important. All right, you know, like coffin shelf, we are page 1, position 1. Coffin decor. I'm just going to go ahead and copy all of these and use this as my main basis. All right, so I'm going to copy all of these keywords to the clipboard. These are my most important keywords here on. Actually, I'm not going to copy all of them. I take that back. I want to show you guys some advanced strategy here. I don't want to do curio shelves because look, I am not even ranking for it. So you know what? I'm not going to copy that. I'm going to show me the keywords Helium 10 where I am ranked like in the top 10. All right. Here, coffin decor, coffin shelves, coffin shape shelf. So what I'm going to do is I am only going to select these ones here that I think are the most important ones. Spooky decor. That's a great keyword. I never even would have thought that I'm ranking for that. Coffin bookcase, emo decor. There's another great keyword. Gothic decor, macabre decor, whatever the heck that means. Gothic decor for home. All right, so these are going to be my main keywords. I'm going to copy those selected. Where am I going to paste them, guys? Who can tell me? We're going to paste those into phrases, as a phrase. Now, for the rest of the keywords, maybe I just want to get a broad overview. Do you guys remember what tool I should use? For now, if I want to see where else this product is ranking for, that's in Cerebro. So how do we do Cerebro? Here's another way, guys. I'm going to hit keywords right here back on the Amazon listing. I'm going to hit keywords, and that's going to open up Cerebro. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and run a Cerebro search. So I want to find some other keywords that it's ranking for, that it's showing up for in PPC. And these are not going to be my main keywords. Those other ones I do were my main keywords. It found 3,000 keywords. I need to whittle that down a little bit. I'm going to say, show me the ones that are searched for at least 200 times. And maybe they're ranking somewhere like in the top 100 positions. All right. They're ranking for in the top 100 positions. All right. I'm going to hit apply. And don't worry, if you guys have lag on your computer screen, don't worry, you guys will be able to catch this on the replay. All right. So now look at that. I now have 215 keywords that it found. Okay. 215 keywords here. Let's go ahead and copy all of these. I don't want to put these in phrase form. So who can tell me what I need to put this in so I can get all the individual keywords? What individual keywords? Frankenstein, Eddie says, ding, 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 ding. Somebody was paying attention, all right? So with one click, I'm going to put all of these to Frankenstein. I told you guys we're going to be going over everything that we learned today, all right? So here in Frankenstein, I have all of those keywords, and now all I want to do is I want to pull out the individual keywords. And remember, to do that, I just hit a couple of buttons. I'm going to say one word or phrase per line. Let me go ahead and take out the single letters like A or I. And let me take out common words like the or of, things like that, right? And here we go. 131 keywords I found. I'm going to go ahead and now copy all of these. And boom, within 5 minutes, I have my complete list of keywords for Scribbles. Okay. Now, some of you guys, you use sometimes the wrong metrics in order to decide what to do for your listing. Like you use the Cerebro IQ score, things like that. Don't do that, guys. Make sure that you're basing this off of your relevance to your product. Here, I have my list now of keyword phrases, and I have my list of individual keywords. Watch what happens when I hit apply. All right. Here we are. Here are all of the individual words, and here are my phrases. Now, look, if you guys look here, a lot of them I already have. Look at that. By using the original listing, I already have most of these keywords covered. But some of these keywords that I don't have in phrase form, I want to get these in phrase form in my listing. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, like especially in my backend search terms. Watch what happens when I type in coffin decor down here, guys. Watch what happens. All right. I'm going to type coffin decor, and boom, now there's a line going through coffin decor because now I used it. Let's, in my next subject matter, I'm going to do the other one I didn't do. Coffin shaped shelf. Boom, that one's done. Let's do another one. Emo decor, another one done. What else do we have here? Coffin shaped shelves, plural. I don't have to put it again, but I'm going to. Coffin shaped shelves. All right, another one, Gothic shelves. All right, so now look at that. I have all of my phrases already done. Okay, all of my phrases done here. I'm only going to make one quick change here. Obviously, this is not a black coffin shelf anymore. This is a brown hanging wooden shelf. All right, so this is a brown one. Let me throw in, I'm going to go back, guys. Obviously, I'm going to go back and do more of these keywords, like maybe later, but I want to get this listing on Amazon like in the next 5 minutes. So I'm just going to rush through right here. Watch this little trick. If I don't want to have to go through all of the keywords that has a line through it, watch what I can do. I'm going to do hide used phrases. And now here are all the keywords that I don't have. So let me just throw in some of these. And like I said, I'm going to go back and do this a little bit later. But I'm just going to start throwing these in the searches. Let's do moon and wicked, brush holder. Kitchen is a great keyword. Like maybe people want to do this in the kitchen. Let's see, what else? Accents, jewelry. Yeah, people might be using this as a jewelry box, right? Grunge, there's a great keyword. Candle, here we go, all right? So there we go. So this is just a rough part of my listing, all right? So now, what's the next step? We are now ready to go in and add this to Amazon, all right? Here we go. Let me go in here to Amazon. I'm going to hit inventory and add a product, all right? And I'm having trouble because I'm zoomed in on Zoom. Let me try this. Inventory, add a product. There we go. All right. So once you go here, the next step you have to do is you need to find your products in the Amazon catalog. And I'm going to say I'm adding a product not sold on Amazon. This is a brand new product, right? It's not already on Amazon. All right. Now, what category is it going to be in? I know that this is kind of like a floating shelf. So let's see if there's a floating shelf category. All right, there we go. Here. So which one? Remember, this is kind of important because Amazon will index you sometimes on what category you are in. Just like I couldn't put sumo wrestling in the kitchen and dining egg tray category. I wouldn't be able to put coffin shelf or floating shelf if I was in the clothing category, possibly, right? So floating shelves is definitely relevant. Oh, this is a good one. Home decor accents floating shelves. I'm going to go in this category right here. All right. And now here is where you write your first Amazon listing for those of you just getting started. I'm going to hit advanced view. All right. Now here is where I'm going to put the UPC number. All right. So I'm going to use an EAN number. And now I didn't get this ready. There you have it. It's GS1. This is like the only official kind of like barcode generating system that's out there. Now I actually have a GS1 UK account. I did that because for me, it was cheaper. So if you guys want to find out more about GS1 barcodes, go to the helium10.com/blog and type GS1. I did a blog all about how to get a GS1 barcode from the UK, even though I'm selling in the US. So like right now off screen, I'm actually signing in to my GS1 account right now. I just want to be able to show you guys the process of creating a new one. All right. And here we go right now. Let me see if I can actually share this. Hopefully you guys can see this. All right, so I'm going to call this the actual name of the product, and let me see if I can do that here. Hold on. All right, this is going to be the Manny's Mysterious Oddities brown coffin shelf. So I'm going to copy that here. Okay. Where did my GS1 go? GS1, where are you at? There we go. All right, so I copied my product name. I'm on the GS1 UK website. Main brand, Manny's Mysterious Oddities. Guys, we're showing you stuff that nobody's ever showed live before. I don't think anybody has ever shown how to set up a barcode live on the air. We're doing that. We're making history right here. Sub brand, there is no sub brand. Description, I'm just going to say brown coffin shaped shelf. There's no web link yet. I'm going to go back in here and edit this and put the Amazon listing right here. And I don't even know what the heck is an MPN. So I'm going to put no. And SKU, I'm going to put this later, no SKU. All right. So there we go. I just now created a UPC number, and let me see if it gives me one. It says save, and it just created the UPC number. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it right here. So now I have my EAN number. That's what you have to put if you're using a UK GS1. It's called EAN. What is the product name? Guess what, guys? Where do we get that from? That is from Scribbles. Where happened to my Scribbles? Here it is. All right. Here's my Scribbles. All I have to do now is copy directly from Scribbles and put that into the product name category right here. All right. What is the brand name? Manny's Mysterious Oddities. This is very important that if you don't have brand registry, there's a little bit of a workaround that you have to do in order to put your brand name here. Make sure to write this down, guys. Search from helium10.com/blog 5665. 5665. I give you guys the strategy on how to get around this if Amazon blocks you. All right. Manufacturer name, I'm going to put the same exact thing, Manny's Mysterious Oddities. Color, it's brown. All right. Let's keep going here. What's the next thing? It's not going to be variations. So this is going to be the offer. All right. What is the price? I think the other one was like $30 and something. So let's just go $31.97. What is the SKU? I'm going to put coffin black. Oh, no, this is not black. Brown. You know, SKU is whatever you guys put for your SKU, whatever numbering system you guys use. Condition, I'm going to put new. All right. And quantity, let's go ahead and put 10 because I'm actually going to fulfill this by merchant. I only have like 25 of these that I got from the factory. I just wanted to test these different colors. So I got like 25 brown, 25 green, 25 pink, etc. I'm just going to put 10 for now. And this is important, all right? The manufacturer's suggested retail price, this times allows you to be able to have like a strike-through price. So just visually, this is kind of like a listing optimization hack. If you have a higher MSRP, first of all, it makes sure that people don't go above that price and like price gouge you in the future, if they hijack your listing. But it also sometimes visually adds a little aesthetic because then sometimes you'll see a strike-through price on your listing page. What else? Max order quantity. Nope. And it says, I will ship this item myself. All right. So far, so good. All right. We got that done. Let's go now to the images. All right. Now, where do I have the images? I got to look in my Dropbox really quick. And I actually had the graphics team at Helium 10 go in and make images for the brown one. But basically, they're just using Photoshop. I just had them use Photoshop. I didn't do a full new one right here. So I've got this right here. Let's go to the brown one. And here's all the images right here, as you guys can see. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to download these off camera really quick. And Karen, is there something you can talk about while I'm downloading these images here? Guys, I told you I'm serious. We're doing this live. Like, you know, I didn't know which one you guys were going to pick.
Yeah, I love it. I love reading the comments. I feel like this is super valuable. So
yeah, what's some of the questions? Like, is there any? We're going to get into the Q&A, but are there any questions that maybe you can go over right now while I'm downloading these images?
Yeah, so people are asking, Aaron asked, where is the link to the CBD research? So if you just go to helium10.com/blog, or no, that's the podcast, right?
Either way, either one, they would be able to search. They would be able to find it in the search.
Okay. So yeah, either go to helium10.com/blog or helium10.com/podcast and just do a search CBD oil and you'll see that case study that Bradley did. Okay, Adrian said, I signed up. That's awesome. Good job,
Yay.
Adrian. However, I do not know how to access bonuses. No problem. You're going to get access to that through their email. Is that right, Lonnie? So she's going to send you the additional bonuses you're going to get. Thanks for asking that. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, if you haven't taken advantage of this 50% off discount, this is seriously huge. This literally is going to save you so much hassle, time, research. When I started selling on Amazon 6 years ago, Helium 10 wasn't around back then. And this is totally a game changer for how you do anything, like your product research, your listing optimization, your PPC. Just knowing your numbers and also having these tools is going to save you thousands of dollars, and it's going to help you do it right from the beginning. So I highly suggest getting it for just $48 this first month. That's massive. And there's no risk. Like Bradley was saying, if you go inside the tools and you don't like it or you're not seeing value, you can just get a refund. So I highly recommend doing
guys.
it. Beautiful. Yeah,
so
Lonnie.
This is Lonnie from Helium 10. I see a lot of the same questions of if you're already a member or if you're already subscribed to Helium 10, not a problem. Please just contact support@helium10.com and you will get access to all those bonuses. You just need to tell them, hey, I just came from the listing optimization webinar. Can I please get access to those bonuses? And they will go ahead and send you the link. And I'll go ahead and plug that email for support@helium10.com in the chat right now.
All right. Thank you for that, Lonnie. All right. I hope you guys were, as you were listening to Lonnie and Karen, you were paying attention to what I was doing. But one by one, I was uploading the images that our graphics team got to me of the brown coffin shelf. All right. And so you can see, all right, what kind of image is this, guys? This is not just an infographic, but remember, this is the dimensional infographic. All right. Here's a lifestyle image. All right. There's no person in there, but it's showing like how somebody would possibly use it, you know, in their house. And then of course, here's the main image with the white background. Let's go into the description now. I'm going to hit description. And this one right here is the description that we talked about in our workshop today. So that part is right here. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it in the description. When it says key product features, guys, these are the bullet points. All right. This is where you paste your bullet points. So I'm going to keep hitting add more. There should be 5 spots for bullet points. There we go. Now all I do is copy and paste from Scribbles my bullet points. Let's do that right now. Let's copy the first one. All right. Let's copy the second one. Good. And the third bullet point. The fourth bullet point. And the 5th bullet point. All right. Anything else here on the description page? Nope. Description and bullet points. The last thing I'm going to do right now is work on the keywords. All right. The keywords page. This is going to be the search terms and the subject matter that I'm looking for. So let's first do the search terms. This is the back-end search terms. Right now, I'm limited to only 249 because I'm not using that brand registry that I had, but I barely have any because I'm going to do this later. So let's go. Let me just go put which ones I had for search terms. Here we go. Search terms, and let's do subject matter. The same thing, guys. You can add more, and each of these I can do 50. So I don't even have all of them. So I only need like what, 3? Oh no, I do have 5 different subject matters. So I'm going to do all 5 subject matters, and again back and forth from Scribbles into subject matter. I'm just going to paste it. Now I can put up to 50 characters per line, guys. 50 characters per line, but I'm only doing just one keyword right now because I said I wanted to be able to do this listing in like 20 minutes or less. All right, which I think we've been at it for 10 minutes already. So let's see. There we go. I think this might be it. So there's other things that you guys, I'm going to go back and do, but I've hit the minimum of what is necessary on Amazon. So let's see if it allows me to save it. Drum roll, please. Boom. All right. I think it's ready. All right. I think it is ready. It's going to take, it sometimes takes up to an hour. How come it's not allowing me to click? It sometimes takes me it takes up to an hour for Amazon to put it.
Hey guys, it's Lonnie again. The offer actually ends on Monday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So still, you might forget. So you still want to go ahead and sign up as soon as possible.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's, whoa, my goodness, look at all these questions.
Oh, there's so many good ones.
And look, Alexa thought I was talking to Alexa. Stop. Come on, Alexa. Whatever. Alexa's trying to answer these questions. All right. How do I make it stop scrolling, Karen? It's like scrolling. There was a good question. Now I lost it. Let's
Okay,
see.
how about Arshad's question?
Man, what was that question? It was about indexing. And it was about like, I wasn't indexed on the storefront. If you weren't indexed on the storefront, I bet you what happened was you didn't put in, I'm not sure who asked this question because I lost the question box there, but you didn't put in your storefront ID. But if you are individually on index checker, not indexed, it'll show a line. And it's almost not important. As long as one is indexed, one of those lines is indexed, that's all you have to worry about. That's all you have to worry about is if that last column has a check mark, you're good. You're Gucci, all right? As long as the last one is check mark. So don't worry too much about the individual ones. We're just telling you how we are checking the indexing on there. Can I use different keywords for the child listings to improve the listing of the parent? This is from Lars. Yes, you could. The parent listing should index across all the child items, but then each of the child items also index for its own keywords. All right. So you could have like in a brown coffin shelf, you would have the word brown in there and it would index for it. In the pink coffin shelf, you would index for pink. So that means that the pink listing is going to index for pink, but not the brown one. Hope that makes sense. Shilpa says, is it okay not to put search terms and subject matter in your listing? I mean, it's okay. I mean, you can do anything you want, but I highly recommend putting subject matter and search terms. It's super important for your listing, guys. It's the second and third most important parts of the text of your listing. Should I include keywords in other languages? Great, great. Anastasia says, so we showed you how to get Spanish keywords in Amazon, but guess what? In Amazon Germany, there's people who search in English and vice versa, right? So these are great keywords to put in if there is search volume in that country. It might not make sense to put Japanese keywords in Amazon USA if people are not searching in Japanese. Hope that makes sense. So how do you know if people are searching for that in that country? That's where the Helium 10 tools come in. It will tell you if there's search volume. Alan says, do you recommend duplicating major keyword phrases in search terms and subject matter? That's something I've done. Remember those tests I did where the keyword ranking jumped up like 1 or 2 pages just by putting it? It's because I did put it in search terms and subject matter. That's just me personally. That's just my personal habit and what I've done, what I like to do because of the tests that I found. Carl says, how do you pull up which specific keywords a competitor is bidding on or using as keywords? That is Cerebro, all right? You enter their ASIN into Helium 10 Cerebro, and it will show you where they're showing up for in search and the keywords that we have detected them showing up for that they are bidding for in PPC. Adoa says, is the subject matter the same as platinum keywords? No, it is different, all right? It is different. Platinum keywords almost nobody can use. If you do not see subject matter in the back end, that means you don't have it. Not all categories have it. And only in Amazon USA does it have it. It's not in Amazon Europe as the last of I checked. Sewell says, do you have to put brand name at the start of the listing? I'm sorry, he put it in all capital letters, so I'm just trying to get his emotion right there. But Sewell is very adamant about that. Sewell, yes, you do have to put it in the back end of your listing. Okay, sorry. But you don't have to, but it's what Amazon wants, all right? Amazon wants you to put your brand name and the beginning of the title. Not the back end, I said back end, in the beginning of the title of your listing. Khan says, thank you for this great webinar. Oh, you're quite welcome. Hey, people need to be tagging you. Do you have a work kind of Instagram, Karen, that you use too, or no?
It's personal and work. It's just Karen, KARYN _ Maridee, MARIDEE.
All right, so tag both of us, guys, before you hop off. Tag both of us on this. All right. Enrico says, X-ray question: when you see the sales number for a product with variations, is the sales number shown just for one variation or a total of the product? Great question. It's a total. All right. So anytime you see and you run X-ray on a listing or a product that has just that has variations, what that number is showing you is a total of say estimated sales for all of the variations there. Jazz says, are only the first 1,000 characters of bullets indexed for Amazon? What do you think, Karen? The last time I checked, but it's been like 6 months, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think, and I saw another question, like on Scribbles, it shows like 100 bytes per bullet point. You can do more than 100 characters per bullet point. Even if like the first 1,000 are the ones that get indexed, you can still do longer. So I like to do anywhere from 250 characters to 400 characters per bullet point. But yeah, make sure your most important keywords are in your title, your backend search terms, your subject matter, and then the first 1,000 characters of your bullet points.
Okay, can you take a couple of questions? My chat screen like locked up, so go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. Debbie, thank you for your kind compliments. Let's see, Diago, can I create a personalized list of ASINs and load them in X-ray? It would be so much easier to analyze. Good question. Do you know the answer to that, Bradley?
I wasn't paying attention because I'm stressing out that my chat window is closed. What did you say?
Can you just put your own personalized list of ASINs into the X-ray tool?
Sure. Yeah. That I would do that from GEMS. All right. So go to helium10.com/GEMS. And we have a special URL there. It's called I forgot what it's called. It's like something you can put in up to 50 ASINs. So then what it does, it actually creates a URL so you can just go to a page on Amazon with whatever ASINs that you're looking for to get some X-ray information. And then it's all there on one page so that you can run X-ray right there.
That's awesome. See, I'm learning a lot too on this call. You're so smart, Bradley.
Okay. Don't stop stroking my ego.
Oh, you're hilarious. David, thank you. It's a mind-blowing webinar. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us. This is fun. It's crazy that it's been, 2.5 hours, and it feels like it's been 30 minutes. So props to you guys for staying on and asking great questions. This is fun. Okay. Sorry, these questions are coming so fast. It's hard to read them.
I know mine like literally frozen. I finally got back here now. Can someone answer my question? Claire says, well, I don't know what your question is, Claire. You gotta like say it. Johnny says, can I create a test listing and fill it with data later, or is it harmful to the listing? You can, but if you're not ready to launch, then I wouldn't do it yet. If you're doing a test listing that's going to be separate than your main listing, then go ahead. Ooh, I love this. Did you see Ibs? Thank you so much, Bradley and Karen. This is one of the best and most useful webinars I've been on. Woo! I love it.
Thank you, Ibs. You guys are all so kind. This is really building up my ego too. This is awesome.
Right? My goodness, our heads are going to be too big after this.
Yeah, seriously. You guys are so nice.
April says, what is the difference between search terms and subject matter? I mean, it's just two different fields in the back end of your search terms, but both of them are almost equally as important, but they're different fields in the back end of your listing. Claire says, how are you able to get images this clear and professional looking? So you could use canva.com to make some infographics like we had said, but you got to do professional photography sometimes. If you really want your photos to pop, do professional photography and then have a great graphic designer who can make it. Yeah, guys, I know everybody wants to save money, but I'm just going to tell you right now, don't always whoops, what happened to my screen here? Don't always try and be cheap on your images. That's the one thing that you probably shouldn't be cheap on. All right, go ahead and take some, Karen. I'm going to try I'm trying to pull up to see if the listing is active yet that we created, but it's not allowing me to here.
Okay, Tracy Wing said, the question left, but I think you said if you have 1,000 characters that get indexed for your bullet points, would you just have 200 characters per bullet points? I love your math, Tracy. Yeah, I mean, I like to do a little bit longer sometimes just to make sure I'm getting a good, wide tagline that's in all caps, and then I'm getting my logic in, and then sometimes a call to action. So if you can get it in with 200 characters per bullet point, I say great, but I think it's okay if you do anywhere from 250 to 450 characters per bullet point.
Can you see my screen, Karen?
Oh, yay.
Look what's up. That was fat. That's crazy
That's
fast.
amazing. That looks awesome.
That is crazy fast, guys. It is now live. The 10 units sold by, I love our store name. How cool is that? Right? It is live, guys. We created this listing 20 minutes ago live, and it is now on Amazon. As you can see, look, no data available, right here, because it's literally brand new. Boom, guys, we did it. Mission accomplished. Never been done in the history of webinars. Made a live listing, and it got up on Amazon right away. So what would be the next step? Now that the listing is live, do you remember what we should do? Who can remember? Karen, what do you think we should do if I want to make sure about some keywords?
Let's check if they're indexed.
Very good. All right, very good. First of all, though, look, remember that thing I said doesn't always work? It's working here. You guys see that? Look at that. List price $39.97. It looks like this is like, look at that. It's saying, wow, you save $8 on this.
Awesome.
Guys, for those of you who are selling on Amazon, make sure that you do this when you create your listing, that you put that list price. And this looks like really cool. This is actually my regular price, but it looks like I have this like 20% discount, right? Look at that. How cool is that? All right, let's try and put this through Index Checker. Let me see. I don't have Helium 10 open here, but you can see my screen, right, Karen?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go into listing optimization, Index Checker, and let's put it right in here. I'm not sure if it's going to be indexed yet, because this is such a brand new listing. I need to get some keywords though, don't I? Let's get some keywords for it. Keyword research, and no, not keyword research. Analytics, keyword tracker. So I'm just gonna test it versus these keywords that we had used for the black one. Let's see. I mean, usually indexing takes a few hours, but let's see how many are indexed already. So copy all keywords to clipboard. Now I'm going to go to Index Checker. I'm going to paste it right here. I am not going to put the seller ID. All right. So the storefront index is not going to check. So keep that in mind, guys. If you don't have to put the seller ID here, but if you don't, then it's not going to. All right. So as of yet, it is not indexed. So I need to wait a little bit longer because nothing is indexed so far, because this listing literally just got started. So this is what I'm going to want to do in about probably an hour or two, is to check the indexing there. But there you have it, guys. This was a successful listing creation. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, like I said, I guarantee this to be through the end of today. Join now at helium10.com/LO2020. All right. Anybody who has signed up already, give me a shout out in the chat. I'll give you a shout out. Who has signed up? Because there shouldn't be anybody who was on free that didn't do it. Stevens did it. All right. Good job, Steven. Anybody else?
Cal did it.
Who?
Cal.
Annie, all right. Welcome.
Jan.
JS says, what if strikeout price doesn't work? Can you force it? No, usually you can't. Sometimes there's little tricks that you can do, like actually have the price be there and sell a couple at that price and then change it again. Sometimes that works. But if it doesn't work from the very beginning, like it just did for this one, then it might not work for whatever reason that Amazon has. Lucy says, already remember, love it. Alvin says, I signed up this morning. Excellent, Alvin. All right.
Okay, someone asked, I already left, but what do you do if your keywords aren't indexed?
If your keywords aren't indexed, we talked about that a little bit. Number one thing to make sure is to check if it's in your listing. All right. If it's not in your listing, you're not going to be indexed for it. Another thing, make sure that it's not a forbidden keyword. And sometimes you have to add context around, a listing or around a keyword to make sure Amazon knows that it really is relevant for your listing.
Okay. Awesome. I have a question, Bradley, and I know some people asked it. Have you had any problems having props in your main image? Like with
no. Actually, Amazon does allow props. That's like a little known thing. It's actually in the Amazon terms of service. Hey, props are cool, but it just can't be overboard. I don't know if it says can't be overboard. It might say that. It says something that gives that impression, like you just can't like make it crazy. So like I have never had a problem having the eggs in the listing, because that's like a legitimate prop, to really understand it. But if I have like a water bottle and somehow, I put like, my little sumo guy right here as a prop. You know, that might not make sense. Like if it's too distracting, Amazon's not going to like it. That was a great question. Whoever asked that.
Yeah, it was.
If you are not indexed, what is the best time to start your PPC campaigns? Johnny, you're going to be indexed right away. So like this thing, it says it wasn't indexed. I mean, I'm shocked that the listing is even active on Amazon. Like I don't even know how that happened. But I'll be indexed. I guarantee it, like within the next 2 hours. And I want to know if you guys who can find that listing. Can anybody find it since it's not indexed? I don't think you can find it on Amazon. But there is a way right now. If somebody can tell me the way that they can find that listing, even though it's not going to show up in the search results, we'll make sure Cassandra gives you guys a T-shirt. Do you even know, Karen? There's a way that even though it's not indexed, that somebody can find that listing. I wonder if they can find it. Joanna says, look for the ASIN. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you screenshot the ASIN, I'm sure you could find it. But I'm assuming nobody screenshot the ASIN, so they can't find it. By the brand. That could be one. Yep. Brand or storefront. So brand or storefront. So whoever said that first, if Brian or Lonnie can take note, they get a T-shirt. All right. Yeah. I think if you click on the brand or the how cool is that storefront, you might be able to see that brown coffin shelf right now. And David says it's not under either, so it's still not indexed by Amazon. So there you go. I still give those people a T-shirt because that is the way. Their answer was correct, what they said. What words belong to promotional messaging that Amazon doesn't allow? What are some of those words, Karen? You know, like buy one, get one free. Sometimes it doesn't like, or this is or Amazon's choice, you know, like you can't say something like, what else?
Yeah. Or affordable, lowest price, cheap. Even buy now, I've had trouble with that. So yeah, definitely be careful with that. I don't even do anything too crazy in the A+ page as far as like add to cart.
Diana says, how about updated? She insists on saying updated. I talked to her about that before. Diana, you thought I wouldn't catch that, huh? You were probably looking for Karen. I personally don't like to say updated if it's not updated product, all right? Like if it's a brand new product, you're not updating it, you're kind of lying. So like I don't suggest lying in your things. But if you have updated it, I haven't seen that blacklisted. Like let's say you had your 2019 version, now 2020 version is something different. Like would you say updated would be blacklisted?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like I've seen people do that. I think that's fine.
Tomas says, can you elaborate about the main picture with the packaging? It's just something that's against Amazon terms of service. They even have it like in their examples, like don't do it. Now, do people do it and get away with it? Yeah. So the worst that can happen is that if one of their bots like crawls your page and finds it, they might just like suppress your main image. I don't think you'll get like your account suspended or anything, but it's just best not to do it. Do you try to look and get reviews before you launch your listing? No. I mean, that means by definition, you're doing something shady. So no, don't do that. Denny says, can we say improved instead of updated on our listing? Yeah, I don't think improved is against terms of service. Joanna says, when is the canonical URL set by Amazon? Usually it's within 24 hours, right? And if I change my title now, it won't update the canonical for another 24 to 48 hours. It's not set forever. Joanna also says it's not set forever. No. Do you completely still fill out the search terms with as many keywords as possible? 100%. I didn't do that here because I wanted to do it in 10 minutes, but yes, you want to use up every single byte of those 249 bytes. Karen, Alan says, if we use A+ content, can we stuff the original product description full of keywords, even if it doesn't read well to buyers? 100% yes, in my opinion, right, Karen?
Yeah, you definitely can.
Because nobody sees it, you know. So that's the only time that you can keyword stuff your description is because nobody sees it anymore when it's hidden because of the A+ content.
Yeah, just make sure your A+ content is live before you do that.
Yep. Why did you create a new product instead of variation? I'm actually testing that. as you saw, I am going to do 5 new colors. I didn't do any of them yet. I wanted to give you guys the first choice of what I did. So I'm going to test one by itself, and I'm going to test some in a variation. But coffin shelf is such a wide open playing field that I actually do want to take up more real estate on page 1 for the keyword coffin shelf. And I can only do that if I have separate listings. So that's why I'm not doing a variation for all of them. I always do case studies, guys. So this is a case study where I'm literally investigating the difference of making it a variation with making it a separate listing. Do you do anything with naming your photos, like with keywords in your photo name or anything, Karen? Somebody was asking about that. I don't.
I've done that. I have done that before. I feel like it had more of an effect a couple years ago. But I mean, just for SEO juice, you can still do it just to check.
Yep. Tracy says, is there a reason why I can't upload a related video on the listing myself? So this is actually something you literally asked Amazon like what, 2 days ago, Karen?
Yeah.
And so what did they say to you?
Yeah, they just said, they didn't really give me a reason why you can't upload it to your own listing. Because I guess they want other people to contribute to it. It's mostly for like buyers and people in the community. So you can't upload your own, but you could literally have like a sister or your neighbor or your best friend, give them the link and say, hey, can you upload it right here? And it would work. And Amazon's totally fine with that. I'm like, are you sure? Even if they haven't bought your product? They're like, yeah, that's totally okay. I'm like, and they can really put it on a competitor's listing. They're like, yep, that's totally okay. As long as it doesn't violate any of the video guidelines. But even if it does break the video guidelines, they'll just take the video down and it doesn't get you in trouble at all as a seller.
Yep. Michaela says, can you change the canonical URL once it's assigned? Yes. Yes. And that's what it takes 24 to 48 hours for it to be updated. Victoria says, when you were suggesting adding more keywords on the edit page under search terms due to it not counting, that's actually not the edit page under search terms. Where I was doing that, where it doesn't do the bytes, is on my brand registry page in a special search term optimization location. Not the flat file. It's the search term optimization only available to brand registered sellers. Tim says, are giveaways still worth it after launch in 2020? Oh man, these guys are so excited. They put everything in bold.
This is exciting stuff.
I've done it before. It depends on what you consider giveaways. You know, people talk about rebates and people talk about discounted launches. All of those that worked last year, a lot of those, still work now. It's what a lot of people use. Is there a tool for PPC management inside Helium 10? Yes, there is. It's called Ads by Helium 10. I didn't talk about it today because that's actually part of the Diamond plan. Everything that I showed you guys today is available on the $97 a month Platinum plan. The Diamond plan, which is $197, that includes a little bit more, including the PPC optimization tool. So guys, try and sign up for Diamond if you want. Try a month with Diamond. Those of you guys who are Platinum already, upgrade to Diamond for a month and see if Ads works for you. We can only do a couple more questions here. And then we got to go because we've gone way, way over what I thought. But you guys this is one of the most, Karen, this is Karen's first, big webinar from A to Z that she's done with us. But it's not usually like this, Karen, where people stay so engaged throughout the whole thing. So I think it must have been you. Because you're on here, people like you more than me. So that's why there's so many people that stayed on here and are asking great questions. But
I wish. I feel like you've just been dropping value like crazy. It's been so cool. I've learned a ton from you. So thank you.
Chris says it's definitely Karen. He agrees. It's definitely because of Karen's here. All right. All right, Karen, you're coming on all my webinars. Actually, in the future, you're going to see Karen do her own webinars by herself for Helium 10 soon. So I just want to introduce her to you guys, and you'll be seeing a lot more of Karen going forward.
I kind of like being your sidekick, your trusty sidekick.
No, you're Batman. I'm Robin.
Oh, I don't know if we're ready for those titles yet. I feel like it's the other way ready. You're definitely the key.
Roland says, can you implement in Keyword Tracker the volume of our sales on each keyword separately? No, Amazon does not make that information public, so we cannot put that information. No. Regina says, Karen, your videos in the Academy are great. So somebody's already in Academy and seeing your videos. Cool.
Man, thank you so much, guys.
Marissa says, what's the best tool for product research? Black Box for keywords. All right, there's 5 tools in Black Box. I love Black Box for keywords. So that's where I would start. Ji Zhang says, would you duplicate keywords and subject matter in search terms? Sometimes. Yes, I do. That's just me. That's not, Amazon doesn't tell you to do that. That's just what I've tested and what I like doing. Karen, how would you start to increase the conversion rate? Pictures, video, A+ content. So just, you know, that's a very loaded question right there, but just what's a great starting point, would you say?
Yeah, obviously. So what you're going to have the most juice for is your title and your images. And if you can get a video, then that's going to have your most conversion juice, right? So today I would definitely make sure you get the Helium 10 50% offer and then start finding out the top keyword phrases that you want to have, because if you want to have 3 to 5 of your top most relevant keyword phrases inside your title. That's going to be so important. I've known so many sellers that are not utilizing the right keyword phrases in their title, and when they just change their title, it could literally mean doubling your sales. So that's a really quick, easy way to test that, and make sure that you are testing it, that you have your previous title versus your new title, and see what changes. And then if you can even just get some new infographics, like Bradley shared that really helpful link using canva.com to get some really good infographics, that's going to make a difference in your conversion rate. And then use those bullet point examples that we shared with you today, those 50 free bullet point examples. I went ahead and broke them down. These are emotional bullet points. These are logical bullet points. These are risk reversal bullet points. So start tweaking those to fit your specific product. And that's really going to help you as well. Just quickly see changes in your conversion rates.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for all those who joined us and stayed from beginning to end. This is one of the longest regular workshops we've done, but it's because of you guys were so engaged that we wanted to give you guys some extra value. We'd love to hear from you what you liked about it. So there's going to be I believe there's going to be an email, right, Lonnie, that's going to come where we're going to ask you guys some questions. And is that coming, Lonnie or Brian?
Actually, right when this webinar ends, it's going to go ahead and actually pop up in your browser, and you could go ahead and just fill out the survey right there. And like Bradley said, we love to hear from you.
Yep. By the way, guys, Lonnie's getting famous on Helium 10. If you have been hit with an ad lately in the last week, it's probably Lonnie. If you see Lonnie in our tequila room, she's got a viral advertisement for Helium 10. So you guys got to meet a Helium 10 celebrity today, Lonnie, right there. We got to have her on the podcast, coming in. She's also one of our hosts of our weekly news. Anyways, guys, helium10.com/LO 2020 in order to sign up. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to let us know in that poll. And there's still, the offer is still open for random ones to win a Helium 10 t-shirt if you tag Helium 10 software in your Instagram story or an Instagram post. And also tag me too, just so I can, you can let me know, H10, just send me a DM or tag me H10 Bradley. And you could see if you didn't write down Karen's Instagram, I tagged her in my Instagram story today. So what I want to hear from you guys is, what was your number one thing that you guys learned today that you are going to implement in your business, even if it's like a few months from now, because you're not selling on Amazon yet? What was your favorite thing that you learned today? I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to let us know. And anyways, Karen, any last words for people?
This has been so fun. I'm kind of sad for it to end already, Bradley. I feel like we're just getting started. It's like we're really starting to get the momentum here.
Yeah, we're really getting to. I'm about to pass out though. I know Karen is probably too. She was up at 3:30 in the morning, sending me Slack messages, doing some last minute updates. And remember, Karen and I are going to do a video later, like we promised, about how to do your A+ content. She worked really hard on that, and we're going to do an A+ content on the main coffin shelf. So be looking for that either in our Instagram live or in a separate video. But anyways, guys, we'll see you in the Helium 10 members Facebook group. Give us a shout out there on what you guys enjoyed about today. And thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Helium 10 Nation, all of you guys who joined us today. Have a great rest of the day and a great weekend. See you guys later.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see ya. Thanks for watching.